It's fine, man. There's only 9 more people looking at this.
It's all good.
So who's the host? It's not me.
It's not me.
Who's left?
Who's the host with the most, babe?
Well, I guess I've been Steve's substitute a couple times already, so I can do that tonight. So
we're live.
How's everybody doing?
Oh, we're live.
I guess we're live. We got Fender Guru in the house, Scott Nickerson, Amanda Coombs, Jason Wade. Let's see, Johnny Beane, Scott Nickerson, 7/8, JonBL, Michael Smith, David Ennis.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And what's the date? What's the date today?
Today is in where I am. I think it just turned to October 5th?
6th.
6th. October 6th. All right.
He's driving the DeLorean tonight.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And what time is it?
It's right here. It's 12:08.
Oh,
so.
Dang.
What time is it where you're at?
It's 9:08.
Man.
It's still the 5th.
That's some time travel in there.
I know. Wow.
So
that's all we got for tonight, everybody. See ya.
Yeah. I was talking earlier about the Red Sox. Jay, you're a Yankees fan?
No, I'm a Mets fan.
Mets fan. Oh, okay, that's good. Good to know. How'd the Mets do this season?
Well, I mean, if there's any consultation, you know, DeGrom's going to win the Cy Young, but
that's the pitcher's award, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about
he had one of the best 10 seasons that a pitcher has ever had in baseball.
Wow.
We're not even talking about like modern era baseball. We're talking like, you know,
history of baseball.
Yeah, the history of baseball. And that's, you know.
And so how many games did he play? How many did he? I don't know. Well, I know pitchers are always rotated through, and
yeah, his
even in
ERA,
any given game.
His ERA was 1.70, which is like ungodly, or godly, I guess you could call it. But he was 10-9, and then the funny thing is also is I was looking at, they had on ESPN or something, they had some stats about one of the pitchers, I think for the White Sox, he had the worst ERA out of like all starting pitchers with a certain amount of starts, you know? And now, his record was
ERA is earned run average. Isn't that a hitter's stat, or that's a pitcher's stat?
Get the baseball shirt off, because, you know.
No, I'm just representing Boston. That's it. I'm not saying I'm a Red Sox fan or anything. I'm representing Boston because it's the big rivalry, and you have to I mean, if you're living in New York City, you have to be a Yankees or a Mets fan. But here, I'm a Bruins fan, but not. I honestly haven't watched a full game of the Red Sox this year. So,
gotcha.
But I have to represent Boston because
the ERA is earned run.
They've had a great season.
It's like runs per 9 innings type of thing. Okay. Like, you know, so basically a 1.70 ERA is he gives up 1.7 runs per 9 innings.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can a hitter also have that an ERA as well?
No, it's just a batting average. It's an RBIs and stuff. Yeah. Right. Johnny,
that's enough. That's enough baseball.
I don't know anything. Baseball. I don't know anything about that, so I don't know what you guys are.
That's what I'm saying. So we're good for a little while.
This show is so boring.
Imagine having a show that was like guitars and baseball or sports. That would be like the first of its kind, you know?
Well,
a lot of musicians don't like sports, and a lot of people that love sports could care less about gear talk. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, I jump on the bandwagon at this time of year just because, you know, it's the thing to do in Boston. You know, I don't really follow sports, and only a few years ago I started following the Bruins, and I've watched just about every game the last few seasons, but that's enough for me. I can't dedicate myself to another full season with the Red Sox, or, you know.
Yeah,
a little bit of football here and there. And that's about it.
Oh, football is, that's, you know, I'm the type of person.
And again, we're Tom Brady. I mean, we're the Patriots. I mean,
yeah. So. Well, talk about the longest running like good team. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, Johnny.
Yeah, let's talk about some guitars.
What? Hey, Frank Corcoran. Hey, good to see you, man.
Hey, Fender Guru. Sorry, where's Steve tonight?
Steve is I don't. He's off.
Yeah, he's
Thanksgiving,
off.
Right?
Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he's basically he's busy. So he requested JonBL. Actually, he actually said. He said, "Get JonBL to come in and make sure he just talks about nothing but sports."
I can talk for about 5 minutes worth of sports. That's about it.
It's funny, we were, unless I'm not updated in the chat, but we were talking about baseball for a couple minutes, and not one comment is like, "Oh yeah." It's just like nothing. Nobody.
Well, that's why if Caleb jumps in, I'm sure he'll have something to say about it. But
yeah,
for now.
Yeah. Myself. Sorry, I've never been into sports. Although I played, I played soccer, t-ball.
That's where you stopped at t-ball.
Actually, I started at t-ball and then was into soccer.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was after that I got into the guitar and goodbye sports for me.
Yeah, when I was in middle school and early high school, I did swimming. I did track. My dad was actually the track and cross country coach in my middle school. But I never went any further than that. And then, in freshman year, I picked up the guitar. So the rest is history.
Yeah, I played baseball all my life until maybe a year after or 2 years after I started playing guitar. Because baseball practice sucks. For anybody that's played baseball, it sucks, Those hot-ass days, standing out there doing drills and all the boring stuff. And then the only sport I continued to play was ice hockey. Because that was, I'm telling you, we had 2 practices a week and then open hockey as well. And it was just like the most fun thing. I'd say out of any extracurricular activity I did, hockey and music are definitely like.
Hockey looks like so much fun. I've never. When I was a lot younger, I skated and played a little bit of junior hockey, but watching it nowadays, the pros, it's amazing. It's so fast. It's all action. It's all compared to some. I mean, I hate to compare it to like baseball and football. It's like the pace is so much different.
Oh yeah. Baseball is weird. And Johnny, sorry about this again, but we apologize. But baseball, I love baseball. But baseball is one of those sports where I can't watch unless it's the playoffs or something. But I can't watch. In the middle of a season, I can't sit and watch. The Indians play the A's or something. I just, I have to watch my team, and that's it during the season. Football, I can watch anything.
Even with hockey, when the Bruins are done, when they drop out of the playoffs, or if they don't even make the playoffs, that's it. I can't find myself watching, through the Stanley Cup,
Yeah, well, the Stanley Cup playoffs are great. Johnny, are we losing?
All right, let's
gaining. Where's the snore button?
Jason Wade has a question. Can I recommend a good Van Halen Blu-ray concert if one's available? Unfortunately, the Pro shot the good, the great Live Without a Net right here, right now. They're not available on Blu-ray, but some of the I got right here. Of course, I've already got something set up. In 2015, October 4th. At the Hollywood Bowl. You can find a lot of the recent sort of bootlegs, compilations where, it may have been someone in the audience shooting it, but there's multiple camera angles. There's usually good sound. And they do have Blu-rays of the bootleg stuff from 2012, 2015.
Aren't those boot rays?
Yeah, I mean, technically, you know, you go on the trader sites and they're like 24 gigs or something like that, huge files. Yeah, and the quality's okay.
The special features on the boot rays are the guy walking back to his car and stuff.
Yeah.
Where the hell are my keys?
Some of them are, yeah.
Getting home.
I had that last beer.
Getting home. Where have you been?
But we're all waiting for the Live Without a Net Blu-ray. You know, the film's out there somewhere in an archive. Probably Edward has.
Oh, I'm sure Eddie has it.
And I'm sure he's probably digitized through his, you know, for insurance reasons and all that. He's digitized everything and got it in the highest quality available. And when he's ready to release it, or when Wolf's ready to release it,
see,
you know.
that I almost think the opposite, because I think if the fact that they did nothing for the 40th anniversary of Van Halen 1,
Right. But that's why I'm saying Wolf. You know, it may take that long.
Yeah, but if Eddie tells Wolfie, hey, I don't want any of this stuff coming out.
There'll be a time when that won't matter. You know,
I hope
it may be a while, but you know, unfortunately, and all that. But
maybe they're waiting for the 50th anniversary of Van Halen.
Man, jeez.
Well, Rush is doing
I can't wait that long.
Hemisphere's 40th anniversary. Comes out in November. Did you guys hear me?
Hemispheres.
Yeah.
I'm not into Rush, remember?
So that would have been
what that is.
78.
79,
Came
78, 79.
When the hell in
was that the follow-up to 2112?
No, was it? It might have been. Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was their sixth. I would think that was their 6th album, Hemispheres, right? There's only 4 songs on it, I think.
Yeah, and I love the long form songs that Rush does. You know, some of those.
They don't seem rushed.
The long, you know, the 2112 and all that kind of stuff. It's amazing songwriting, you know.
Yeah, well, my thing with that as well is, they're doing some cool stuff. They're adding, you know, they got 3 different, I guess, versions coming out. You know, where one has like, you know, all the extra goodies or whatever, and they're doing a remix, a 5.1 audio remix of the album, and I think that's awesome.
What did I see today? It was a Blu-ray audio of, it was maybe it was the Stones or something like that, but it was, or AC/DC, I think, and I don't remember what it was, but there was a Blu-ray audio that I was looking at. I just went to the record store and saw a few of those DVDs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't really checked out the Blu-ray audio. I haven't had like a 5.1 system in a while. I've been doing the headphone thing because of, you know, I live in a couple other apartments here, but
yes, you don't have the speakers scattered all over your.
No, I mean I used to, but I'm happy with, you know, with a stereo setup or just headphones. You know,
yeah,
like in this setup, I usually just use my headphones, and this is where I usually play guitar. I usually will watch a
Brazzers
video or a concert or whatever. You know.
Was that? No, I was gonna. That's one thing that kind of you know, you see all these bands doing these re-releases and adding a whole bunch of stuff, and that's the one thing that kind of, and I know it's good that Dave's not on right now because I'm about to talk about Metallica for a second.
Yeah.
And every time I mention Metallica, Dave just checks out and he doesn't want to hear it.
Well, he's gonna wake up. He's gonna.
Well, it's bands like Metallica and Rush that put out all that material, the video material, the concerts, and all that stuff. Where, you know, Van Halen's coming up in, you know, behind that. They don't have nearly the amount of material that bands like that do. You know,
yeah, but my thing about the Injustice for All anniversary release. That's the third.
Did they finally add Jason's tracks?
No, they're not. That's the thing I'm talking about is,
man.
And to even like to make matters worse, for anybody out there that's a Metallica fan that has the Binge and Purge box set with the 1989 Seattle Justice Tour, which is like, in my opinion, it's Live Without a Net.
Yes.
Seattle 89 Metallica. Those two are like my top 2 concerts of all time.
Yeah.
They're not remixing the album, but they're remixing the audio for that live show. And I'm like, what? No one's complaining about the audio on the live show. They're complaining about the mix.
Yeah. And
what the hell? You know, it's almost like a slap in the face.
It is a slap in the face.
Fans have been asking for that album to be remixed ever since it came out.
Before it was even a news topic, I remember listening to it for the first time, and there's no bass. Yeah, it's all there's like the high end, the low end kick drum, and then there's the high end guitars, and that's it.
There's no bass at all.
Oh, dude, it's
no. It was blatantly obvious that they mixed him out of that album.
Yeah, and the mix engineer
and Lars even admits it.
Yeah, they talked about it. What was that? Maybe a year ago or something. 2 years ago, there was an interview with the original mix engineer, and he says when they were mixing it, James came in the room and he's sitting back there and he gives a thumbs up, like, "Oh yeah, this mix is awesome." And then Lars comes in and basically has him tear the mix apart, rebuild it the way he wanted it, and then he said, "Okay, you hear Jason's bass?" And the engineer goes, "Yeah," and he goes, "All right, turn it down to where you can barely hear it." And the mix engineer thought he was joking. So he turns and he's like, "All right." So he does it. And then he goes, "Okay, now turn it an extra 5 dB lower." And that's where they left it. That's where they left it.
And yeah, that's where you can hear in a few
spots,
2 sections you can hear him. But
there's the intro to is it "I the Beholder"? I think.
Instrumental in the instrumental.
Yeah, there's the fade in on track 3 with the. When it fades in, you can slightly hear a little chaininess from the bass, but that's it. I mean, the rhythm guitars have so much low end in them.
The only thing I'd say for that is that metal bass in 1988, metal bass was never prominently, recorded. I mean, especially for Metallica or even Megadeth and stuff like that, the bass was pretty tinny.
Yeah,
and, it wasn't.
But you can
like
it was still there. You know, it was still there. Like you can actually. I can hear Cliff Burton's bass lines for that.
All those records. All those records were pretty tinny though.
Well, really. Even 86 and before, it's the late 80s where that kind of that sound was. It to me, I don't know that the bass wasn't as. Even through the early 90s, it wasn't as represented. 5150. I mean, Mike is on there, and you can hear him, but it's not mixed nearly as high as the snare drum or the guitar.
No, but
or
the
the
bass,
vocals.
I mean, you can still hear the presence of the bass.
Yes,
in 5150.
Yeah,
even I listened to it on like small speakers.
Yeah,
and, the one bass line in Summer Nights and stuff like like you can that stuff pops out, but it's a shame that album, one of the most popular heavy metal albums of all time, still
and a well-written album too. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff on that.
Yep. And then, like you said about the bass, when you actually hear the bass tracks, because they did the for the video game Rock Band and then Guitar Hero Metallica version, like they put the stems and everything in there, so you can actually hear the bass guitar. The bass sounds awesome. Like his performance.
Jason's a talented bass player. Jason's great.
It's a damn shame that they don't. You know what, guys? We're gonna re-release the original version. We'll remaster it, and then we'll also, at the extra price tier for an extra whatever the hell, we're gonna remix the album as well with do both.
Yeah.
And they just won't do it.
No. Do you think they've kind of written Jason off as far as the history of Metallica?
I think if he was still in the band, they would do it.
Yeah.
They would have done
it. I mean, it's basically, it seems like they've forgotten Jason and it's Cliff.
Yeah.
A missing period. And then, am I echoing?
No, not on my end, at least.
I hear some echo.
And it's funny because
I am sleeping because I don't know what they're talking about.
I didn't become a Metallica fan until Justice. I mean, of course, I heard Metallica before that, but it was like that's really before I got into super heavy.
Well, the video for One. I mean, as soon as that came out,
Yeah, they blew
That
up.
was what turned me on to Metallica. Definitely.
I remember that. I rember that video. It was on every.
Yeah, that was a
every 15
video.
minutes.
But it was a great video. Yeah,
minutes, right. But I just think that, in my opinion, Jason Newsted, as far as not just his bass playing, obviously we all, you know, admit that he's a really good bass player, but just his personality in that band, it just fit, in my opinion.
You watch a year and a half in the life.
Yes, he is the perfect bass player for Metallica, in my opinion. It just looked right.
As much as he was the little brother, it was like he was the perfect fit. Yeah, and
yeah, when you see pictures of that, it's just like that's the bass player for Metallica, you know. Yes, thrash metal. Jason played in Flotsam and Jetsam originally too. Yep.
What guitar did Kirk play in the one video?
An ESP.
I was going to say the Strat style.
Yep. ESP
white
Strat.
or cream. So it was an ESP.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that. And real quick.
No, Johnny.
This is the Metallica hour.
Yeah. Mandatory Metallica.
No, speaking of Strat guitars that aren't Strats, Jay knows where I'm going. I was stranded in San Jose last night because there was some sort of a truck tipped over or something on over the mountain to get back here to Santa Cruz. So I was stuck. People think if you look at my Facebook, people think I'm joking about I'm stranded, I'm checking out this guitar. Wink, wink. You know, that's all it was. People think I was looking to buy it and stuff.
What, you were stopped? You were stopped in traffic, surfing and looking at guitars?
No,
like
no. I was stuck in San Jose. I knew I couldn't get home. I couldn't get over the hill, over the mountain. So I stopped at the Guitar Center.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I just happened to come across the PRS, the Silver Sky, the John Mayer Strat, PRS Strat. And so I got to play one.
Did you get a picture of it?
Yeah. I posted this to Facebook.
Oh, not the
So no, not yet. So see, it looks like a Strat.
Yeah.
Looks like a Stratocaster.
Is that upper horn really exaggerated, or is it just in the picture? It looks like it's really huge.
I think it is huge. Oh wait, which horn are you talking about?
The one with the strap button on it.
And here's the headstock right there. You know, Paul Reed Smith. There's
price tag. Yeah.
There's that. So it seems like a cool. Hey, Ted Sanchez, the San Jose Guitar Center. Yeah, the one right there on the corner across from the Taco Bell. Jay, just so you know.
That you didn't go to?
No, I did not. But when you leave
Center, Taco Bell.
When you leave the Guitar Center, you have the option to go straight across the street and then to make a U-turn. And if you make that U-turn, you can drive right into the Taco Bell.
And then out of Taco Bell, you got to take a poo turn. That's probably why you didn't go there, because you realized you might get stuck in traffic again. You're like, man, if I have Taco Bell now, and I can't get home for another hour and a half.
Oh man,
I'll be in trouble.
Yeah. Stevens Creek. Yeah. That Guitar Center is it's considered Santa Clara, is what they call it.
Do we know Ted Sanchez? I haven't heard that name before.
I think I've seen Ted in here.
Okay.
Hey Ted,
welcome everybody.
Greg Bushnoff, Soda Pop, Jimmy T, thrash metal, David Ennis. But anyway,
speaking of the Silver Sky guitar. Anyway, just real quick, just to let you know, it looks like a Strat, but that neck doesn't feel anything like a Strat neck. So I didn't really.
PRS have pretty thin necks, right?
This neck, it wasn't thin.
For the most part, no.
This neck was fat.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't plug the guitar in. I just strummed it, just acoustically,
Wasn't it made to feel like a 50s Strat or something?
Oh, I don't know. In that case, maybe that's what it feels like, but it doesn't feel. It's not as the neck is not as thin as a PRS neck. Not at all. Didn't feel like it to me anyway.
That's what I thought. They were fairly thin. Yeah.
But it was to me. It was fat.
Mm-hmm.
PHAT.
I mean, that would mean it was good.
Okay, it wasn't that good then.
Then it was FAT. It was just fat. Now, was the setup okay on it? I'm assuming not.
Well, that's like Guitar Center, so it was okay. It's obvious it was on the wrong shelf. It shouldn't have been on the first shelf. You know, I was able to like, oh, it should have been like further up.
Yeah. Soda Pop wants to know when is my power hour because I would tune in. I never had a power hour, did I?
Well, you could have been hosted this one, but
no,
you said no.
That one time when it was just me and Johnny during the regular show, and he went to either tuck the chickens in or I was like, please ask me questions. Please, please, where are the questions?
Yeah.
Don't neck shame.
Oh.
Don't neck shame.
Nah, it was okay. It looked like the guy from Tremonti. What's his name?
Mark Tremonti.
Friedman?
Oh, I don't know the other guy.
Friedman. It looked like that's what he plays. Is the Silver Sky. I follow him on Instagram, and I saw a picture of him playing it.
Just like everything else that we talk about, personal opinion. But when you see that guitar, a Strat body,
excuse me,
with that PRS headstock, it just looks wrong. It doesn't look like, you know.
Is there a full picture of it, Johnny?
Oh, but online, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, tons of them.
Because I would tend to think the same thing, yeah. With that,
yeah, and it's a reverse PRS headstock, isn't it too? Johnny,
what?
It's a reversed PRS headstock as well, isn't it?
I don't know. It's it's 3x3.
$3.
It's more than $3. Yeah, it looks like that. Don't you hate that? Oh,
yeah.
crap.
So that headstock.
Jason, your thing just fell off, man.
Oh, well, Johnny, you got to wash your phone before you put it on. See, Fender Guru agrees with me. He's on my side. Show him one. Should have made it 1x6.
Is he talking about the show or the guitar?
So just 6 in line? Yeah.
6 in line.
Oh, I was going to show the speaking of some strange guitars. I think I showed this the last time, but some of these in this book here.
Yeah.
Guitar.
Yeah.
Ultimate Guitar Book. It's got some of the crazy designs. If I can find. I'm talking PRS.
That's when Lars wouldn't shut up when they accepted the music award.
92.
They do, yeah. They do the whole rewind at the beginning of it.
Yep.
Well, hey, wasn't that when Van Halen won for Right Now, Video of the Year?
Mm-hmm. No, that was.
Wait,
yeah.
No, that was
the year that Jethro Tull won, right?
No, Jethro Tull won the
92.
No,
I'll look for it later.
In '88, Jethro Tull won.
They lost to from a Justice.
Yeah, they lost Justice, but the Black Album won Album of the Year.
Yeah,
rightfully so, in my opinion.
A year and a half in the life, that's been always a go-to for, something you're watching a band in the studio or just a great concert. I mean, a band documentary. You know?
Yeah, the first video I love. The one,
Yeah,
like you said, in the studio.
And the tour one, too. I mean, it's great that they did the two of them, and it's like, what is it, a 4-hour whole documentary about the recording and then the touring.
Yeah.
You know. Speaking of that, I bought this today on Blu-ray. Freddie Mercury concert.
Leave that up for a second.
I'll just see if I can get the sticker off. So, whatever. We got, I would say Gary Cherone is a highlight of this. Gary Cherone plays with Queen and with Extreme. Extreme does a whole Queen medley, and then they do. Well, the concert was, I think Metallica opened, to Extreme, to Def Leppard, to Guns N' Roses, a few other people, some British bands and stuff, and then they did the whole Queen set with various guest musicians.
Mm-hmm. Is that when James sang?
And then James did Stone Cold Crazy. Yep.
There it is.
You guys.
1989. There it is. They just showed the.
Nesdal's in the chat. No more Metallica.
Oh, no more Metallica.
Oh, he's gonna get. Oh, hey, Howie.
Oh.
He's got to go PP.
All
Didn't
day.
you? Yeah.
All night. I hope he's up playing that guitar. Dave
Of course he is.
TV.
Oh, all right. I'll be right back.
All right.
Almost.
So it's back to sports, huh, Jay?
Yeah. And Metallica.
Sports and Metallica.
Yeah. Isn't there a Metallica softball team?
Sports Metallica.
Sports Metallica. Yeah.
When Johnny's not on, we can talk about sports, and when Dave's not on, we can talk about Metallica.
Yeah. That's one thing about Metallica, that they always had a huge library of extras, you know, from the beginning, from Cliff 'Em All to the Year and a Half in the Life to S&M to all that. I mean, all the concert videos that they had, you know. You only wish that Van Halen and some of the other bands could have put out that much material. Some Kind of Monster was a great film.
Yeah, even though that record sucked, it's still awesome to see a band in the studio making an album.
The story of what's his name getting into the band and that whole thing. What's his name?
Rob Trujillo.
Trujillo, yeah, Robert.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the Mexico show and all the huge shows that they played outside the U.S.
Yeah, No, I going back to the re-release of an album or something. You know, a lot of these bands are doing them now. You know, I give Metallica so much crap for not remixing Justice, but you got to give them credit for, you know, when they did the re-release of Master of Puppets. I mean, there's riff tapes on there. There's rough mixes. There's instrumental versions of songs from the studio.
I haven't seen that yet.
There's unfinished song, like it's just the demos of like him and James and Lars just writing the songs in the garage. Like there's so much extra stuff that only, you know, the hardcore fans want to hear. But I think that's what bands have to do. Like, you know, I think a lot of bands are afraid for people to hear, you know, unfinished songs, you know, the demo versions. Whereas Metallica is just like crap. Let everybody hear whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, exactly. Behind the scenes, that's the stuff that I love. You know, any of that stuff with bands in the studio or behind the scenes on tour. I mean, that's the stuff I seek out. I love, you know, again, if there was more of that. That's what I'm trying to do with this 1982 thing with Van Halen. I'm trying to compile as much behind the scenes and interview and tour documents as possible.
Look at him down picking that riff.
James?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that they're playing that thing. They're hauling ass right now.
Yeah.
He down picking.
Is this black?
Dave, say what you want about Metallica, but Hetfield's right hand is one for the ages, man.
Yeah. And you look at the touring schedule for Metallica, even you know, from this period, from the time Jason got in, I haven't looked a lot about the Cliff years, but they played, you know, well over 100 shows a year, just about every year.
I think that one year they played like 150 shows.
Yeah.
In 1 year.
I mean,
maybe it was like 92 or something like that. They played, it was something ridiculous.
Yep. And they played all the little time. I mean, they played Keene, New Hampshire in 94, I want to say, which was a huge show, and it's online. Jason passed out for some reason, and Jason left for half the show, which is an interesting, I don't know why. I don't know if it was, but it was Keene, New Hampshire, which is Keene State University. And they played in like the athletic field or something, but it was like, New Hampshire's never seen anything like, you know, a 50,000 people crowd, and, you know, the big stage built and all that kind of stuff. I worked a show that they were doing in Foxborough before it was a new Foxborough Stadium. Yeah. And it was like a 2-day build just for the trussing and everything like that.
Wow. It was a big operation.
And that was probably what, 90 or 2000, I guess I would say 2000, 2001. Yeah, it was a 2-day operation, just setting up the trussing and all that stuff. And then the band would come in a day or so, and they'd set up all the PA and everything like that.
Well, when I saw him in '94 in Middletown, New York, at the Orange County Speedway, I remember seeing all the semis. They had, I don't know how many semi trucks they had, but I remember looking, you know, behind, and I was like, me and my buddy were, you know, one of my childhood friends that I went to the concert with, we were just like amazed at how many semi trucks. And then somebody was telling us the story of how many, and like you just said, the operation.
I think there was a crew of 100 that just the local crew of 100 plus probably 50 people on the Metallica crew. You know. Yeah.
Now I don't know if anybody knows the story I'm going to talk about, but
sorry, Johnny, we're going to keep going with this.
At that, he's gonna be off, and he's back. At that, does anybody remember a story from that concert of somebody climbing the truss on the right side, like stage left? You know, if you're looking at the stage, it's on the right. Climbing up the whole metal truss, and then
was this the Middletown show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you might be able to. They did a news thing on it. It was actually the bass player from Rage Against the Machine who did it.
He did that on the Music Awards.
Yes,
he did
the
MTV
same
Awards.
Thing. Yeah.
What's up with that dude?
I know, right? But I remember the story because we were watching him climb it.
Yeah.
We were like, holy crap, that guy's gonna get killed or something. And then
did they open for them, or
it was the bass player for he was just at the show. It was the bass player from yeah.
And
yeah, I know exactly
where'd he go. Did he go he climbed all the way to to the top of the
I think that was the Music Awards,
one of the award shows they did
92 or was it 91 that Van Halen played?
I'm not even here. They're not even listening to me.
You don't remember that, Johnny?
Johnny's muted.
I don't know. I never saw that.
It was on one of the Music Awards. I think right in the middle of the awards show, he's in the background. Someone's giving announcing best singer or whatever. And
are you sure it's? So I remember some MTV. This would have been '98 when I was in Miami. Well, I was Desmond kicked me out of his house, and I was living in this apartment. I forgot to tell that story on Guitar Hacks. Was in this apartment right outside Miami Beach, whatever the next little small town is, and I remember watching. I think it was MTV Music Awards, and like the outside of where they're doing all the interviews, it was like a huge like globe, and Trey Cool from Green Day was climbing it.
Really?
You guys never saw that?
Trey Cool, yeah. I'm just trying to see if I can find which awards show he did that in.
Well, Thrash Metal and Soda Pop are bringing up the same show separately. Soda Pop says, remember the Montreal riots caused by the Metallica and Guns N' Roses? And then Thrash Metal says, yeah, I remember it. Also, James got blown up by a pyro.
That was I think that was a different show. That was a...
No, James got, when they're playing Fate.
Was that...
The pyro
was the
blast.
Montreal show?
Yeah. And then Guns came out and Axl didn't like the sound of
Right.
the monitors or something. Threw the microphone down. They left the stage, and then everybody just blitzkrieg. And
Yeah,
that's when the riots happened.
that's covered in the film there, Year and a Half.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, I can't find. I'm not gonna. But I distinctly remember that him climbing up there, and I guess it was the thing to do if Trey Cool did it too.
Well, Fast Eddie says that was the 2000 Video Music Awards that he did.
Could have been, yeah.
Look at that! Look at that crowd, man! God, I love that.
Oh yeah, here it is. It's late 2000 after Comerford's, the guy's name is Comerford, the bass player, stunt at the VMAs. A disgruntled De La Rocha, who is I think the singer, right?
Yeah, Zach De La Rocha.
Quit the band on September 13th, 2000. They performed their last concert, which is another great concert video at the Grand Olympic Auditorium in LA. I know that crowd is. Oh,
yeah. See.
Man.
Now I've talked about this before about bands being hungry and wanting to achieve the thing that they've dreamed about, right? When you start playing, you want to play, you got posters on your wall of, the people you idolize and you want to be that. I think on that tour is when Metallica saw like, we are becoming what we envisioned, like, because on the Master of Puppets tour, they were opening for Ozzy.
Right.
The Justice tour is like, that was them.
Mm-hmm.
And what the Blue Oyster
it was I guess
for them? The Cult, Blue Oyster Cult. Who the hell was it?
No, the Cult.
The Cult, yeah.
On some of the shows, and I think there was a few other people that opened for them.
Yeah, but I think Justice was the tour that they started seeing or saw like, oh my God, this is we're becoming.
When you can fill an arena, and especially the lower part of the arena with 5,000 people in the rink, and then up. A 12,000 seat arena. I mean,
yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, yeah, this type of stuff. It's just amazing. And to do that every night and to see that every night. And I can't imagine what that does to someone. Your ego, for one thing, and the positives and negatives of it all. But
yeah, I mean, John, I'm sure Johnny can attest to this. As much
he's played for 12,000, 15,000.
No.
Right?
What I'm saying,
my ego. I played in front of 2 people once, and I got a huge ego.
That's a deflating part of the ego. But no, I mean, a few years that me and my band were touring and stuff, like we weren't anything.
Yeah, and great. You must have played some huge crowds.
Yeah, but it wasn't like for us. We played 12 dates on a Slipknot tour, and that was half arenas. So, half the arena was closed off. You play basically in the middle of the arena, and you have the whole other side open. But I mean, it's funny how just that small amount of, I don't even want to call it success, but, like Sammy says, well, however you measure success, is it, album sales success? Is it, all this crap, the Sammy interview, but just us playing live concerts and like going on these tours, we saw egos in the band start to, and it's like, dude, what do you...
Oh, even just playing. That's
what I'm saying.
The local blues jam. You go down there and you see the egos.
Well, especially playing local places where you can get your a huge fan base. Sorry.
No. You see that stuff, and I'm sure it's not just music. It's any kind of anything you see it. But yeah, I don't know. Well, some people Some people are shy, and you can mistake ego for shyness as well. Like, hey, that person,
that person's too good to talk to me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're thinking the same thing about you. That happens. But
yeah, I've met, when I worked at the concert hall, I probably met, over 8 years, I met hundreds of world famous musicians.
Hundreds of shy people.
I mean, from Ray Charles to B.B. King to George Carlin, and a lot of people on their way up and on their way down, but they all kind of had the same kind of, I guess, because they were on their way up or on their way down, they were jaded a little bit because, in one direction or the other. If it was, George Thorogood who played there every single year, you know, he always had a great time, but then there was a lot of sad cases that were out there that, you know, it was kind of sad to see them on their way down and on their last legs, to say, so to speak.
Well, no, I think that's part of the reason of you see all these, you know, old musicians, and even like actors and anybody that's had, you know, that was up here at one point and whatever career they're in, you know, especially entertainment.
Right.
You know, they have that little bit of like, oh wow, and then next thing you know, it's down, and there's, you know, there's next thing you know, they're on suicide watch, or
next thing you know,
drugs.
John BL is singing with him. I showed you guys this before, right? I showed it Johnny before. Yeah.
Which one are you?
I'm third to Huey's right. I'm in the background, if you can.
Hey guys, let me in.
Pretty much, yeah.
Where's the microphone?
You know, that one of the guys was the tour manager. Then there was a couple of the guys in the white were security guys, and then I was a tech behind it all.
And after you sang that, did you get the picture printed? Then did you sign it?
No, I think my mom contacted the photographer. For whatever reason, she gave it to me as a Christmas present. She's like, "Here you go."
That's cool.
Yeah. And then the next year that Huey came, I got him to sign it. So
awesome.
I'll be right back.
But he signed it on you.
Yeah, pretty much across the only white part of the picture.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. But it's a terrible picture. I mean, it's all black, it's all dark, and it looks like, but you know,
it looks like somebody used the flash.
Yeah, and he was a pro photographer, but a lot of the later photographers that worked there had some a lot more stylistic.
I have Instagram, so I'm a pro photographer now. You know.
Yeah, anybody with an iPhone is a pro photographer.
Yeah,
but I was never big on the autograph thing. I mean, I didn't. Now looking back, I wish that I had my first year there. I wish I had bought just a cheap guitar and left it in the dressing room over 8 years. I mean, the people that played, BB King was probably one of the bigger acts that played. Being on the spot, I can't think of like some of the bigger ones, but a lot of the early, the late '90s, you know, Candlebox, Fuel, Godsmack, Limp Bizkit, a lot of those guys played there. But then a lot of legends. Joe Bonamassa started there when he was 12, and he's played there just about every year. You know, Sammy came through, Dave came through. A lot of 10 years. One of my, I think I've told you guys, one of the Alvin Lee with 10 Years After was one of the best shows that I saw there. Peter Frampton, another great show.
You know what you should have done with that photo?
What's that?
You should have signed it and given it to Huey.
Yeah. Remember this night? Well,
just to get a reaction out of him, man, would have been so effing funny.
According to his tech, the lighting tech, or the stage manager or someone, that was one of the longest shows he ever played. It was like 4 hours. He did 3 encores. The last encore was like an hour long.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
I couldn't imagine playing guitar for 4 hours. Now I'm talking.
And then one of the best things we always, after you know, someone like Huey would play there, we'd go backstage and raid the dressing room, you know, and everything that they left, because you know they would have bottles of you know, high end wines and everything, and they'd usually just leave them, and they wouldn't even touch them a lot of the times. So I remember one guy walked off with a great bottle of whiskey from that show, unopened, probably like a $50.
Todd Flowers, what's up, man?
Hey, Todd.
Speaking of raiding the dressing room or whatever, you all know I'm a Bears fan, right? So in 2006, Johnny, this is football, right?
Oh, back
this isn't going to be about sports. It's just going to be. So
I'm glad it's football.
So the Bears played the Jets in Meadowlands, New Jersey on I think it was November 19th, 2006, right? So a guy that my father worked with at his surveying / engineering company, he worked, I don't know if it was like security or something for the Meadowlands during big events like that, you know, during the football games, concerts, or whatever. So he tried to get me tickets to the game, couldn't do that. So he's like, all right, you know, I'll see what I can do, whatever. So next thing you know, my father comes home from work the following week with a big hefty bag full of stuff. He's like, hey, Mike Jones, let's give the guy's name away. Anyway, he was at the Bears game and he went into their locker room after the game and he just grabbed everything that was laying around. So a bunch of stuff was awesome, like the program, the game program, the Bears schedule that was laminated on the wall, like, you know, breakfast at this time, lunch, you know, film, you know, all the stuff, you know, the whole daily schedule, you know, the bus, what time the bus was leaving, all this crap. You know, a couple hats that were laying around from the players, an insert to somebody's cleat. Well,
one sock
put in there a bloody sock.
No. Oh my god!
Oh, there's a Chicago Bears, a white sock.
Was it who was the Red Sox pitcher that had the bloody sock?
Oh my god! Why can I not remember his name?
Begins with a C. Carlson. Was it Carlson? I can't remember.
No. Oh my god! I know him. There was a whole big thing on that too.
Yeah, there was he had
Kurt Schilling.
Yes,
Kurt Schilling. Yeah, people were saying it was fake, like he used like paint or something. He put it on his sock.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
finish. Yeah.
It was cool because I still have some of the stuff from that bag. I don't know if I have that bloody sock anymore.
Oh, man,
but
whose sock was it?
He has no idea. I asked him the same thing. I was like, "Whose bloody sock was in there?" He's like, "I don't know."
Well, that worked in a lot. So when we would clean up the stage, we would go up to the stage to start breaking everything down. All the fans that would be left, you know, give me a pick, give me a set list, give me that. We'd throw towels out to them. We'd throw. I remember one of the crew. She was actually like the marketing director for our club. She grabbed, it was who was it? It was Jay Giles, and she grabbed the harmonica from which you don't grab someone's instrument and hand it out. She didn't realize it, but she grabbed like a harmonica, gave it out to someone in the crowd. Oh, they killed her for that, man.
Oh,
but I was, you know, picks. I mean, these are all, you know, hundreds of picks from. That's like the thing that I always would take as much as I could. But
wait, she was actually killed for that?
Oh, sorry, no, she wasn't.
And then thrown out to the crowd, and somebody
they sacrificed her in front of the crowd, or the stage manager or something like that.
Fast Eddie says Rex. Yeah, it might have been Rex Grossman. It might have been his bloody sock. Who knows? Yeah, there was a couple like players' towels in there and stuff.
Oh, yeah, people would want anything from the stage, you know.
I've got a story about some cool trash that I have.
Let's hear
it. I highly doubt it's sports related.
It's not, but it could be. It could be anything related.
Oh man, I have a great piece of trash. If I have a chance, I'll run down and grab it. But maybe I'll leave it. Maybe I'll leave it for another show. But we'll talk about that at some point.
Oh, what was it? Half a Taco Bell?
No, but it's a great piece of history. You know.
Well, hey, if you guys search on the channel here, search what did I call it? Search New York. Let's just say. Okay. Back in 1994, my sister and I took a trip to New York City from here. Okay. And we spent like 3 days hanging outside the Ed Sullivan Theater when Letterman would tape. And so we would see everybody who was on the show like walk in, walk out. This was back when you could just stand there and people would walk right past you. Now they've got like well, there's no more Letterman, but I think in the later years they had like stuff blocked off where you couldn't get close to the entrance, the back door, I guess it is. Right. So we saw Robin Williams. He walked right past us. You know, saw a lot of people.
Is that 30 Rock? Is that 30 Rock?
No. This was the Ed Sullivan. This is for the late. This wasn't late night. This was late show.
Right.
This is literally late show you're watching here with JonBL. But anyway, my sister jumps into the dumpster right there, right next to the studio, and pulls out.
That's like Kramer on Seinfeld.
Yeah, it was the same thing. Pulls out the whole set, the Merv Griffin set. But no, so my sister.
That's one of my favorite episodes, by the way.
That's a great one.
Yeah. She pulls out all this just trash, all these binders, folders, and she's like, you know, we end up taking the stuff home. I open the stuff up, and it's all late show, like ideas,
memorabilia,
scribblings. Yeah. It's all ideas about like show ideas, cartoons of Larry Bud Melman, if you remember him, all that kind of stuff in a folder, letterhead, late show, Dave Letterman.
Should have been fired because that stuff should have been shredded.
I was gonna say shred, yeah.
All this cool stuff, and I still have it.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I still have the stuff.
All right, let me go find mine. I'll be.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find mine. I'm actually gonna have to. We should do a video on it, or because I haven't looked at the stuff in years and years and years. But yeah, Larry Bud's glasses. Yep, they were in there. That's when I met Paul Schaefer. Paul Schaefer came out. Will Lee, if you know Willie, Sid McGuinness. All these guys. If you remember the World's Most Dangerous Band, you know.
Mike Tyson?
No. Yeah, I tried a guitar pick.
Sorry, that was the baddest man on the planet. Sorry, I forgot.
Oh. Yeah. I still have the stuff though. I know it's somewhere. Yeah, I know. I know, but that was my one and only time to New York.
Good.
Was that time? I had a great time.
That's all you need is this one time. Oh, really? You had a good time?
Oh, I had a great time. I had so much fun. You know, were you there? Were you in '94?
Yeah,
or around there.
Yep, we moved to New York from Jersey in December of '88. And I was there until November of 2010. Yep. And I never want to go back. Never.
Dutchy. I don't know if I met Anton Fig. I don't remember. I remember meeting Paul Schaefer, shaking his hand, and he gave me the fish hand.
Oh.
So yeah, I would see that coming from him.
He gave me nothing. Sid McGuinness was super cool. He was the guitar player. Always played the yellow guitar. You know, we traded guitar picks, so I've got some of his picks. Will Lee, the bass player, he was super awesome. He gave me some of his picks. Anton Fig, I don't remember meeting him, but yeah, who else? I met Biff.
Biff Tannen?
Yeah,
wow.
The stagehand. I met him. Oh. I took a real nice picture of him.
Tannen.
I said Biff Tannen.
Oh.
Hey, butthead. If I was, what's his name in real life?
The actor?
Yeah.
Oh man, that guy's a riot, man.
Yeah.
JonBL, look that up.
I would just every time you meet somebody, hey, butthead.
Yeah, that guy. He does all the anytime there's any kind of Back to the Future event, you know, he's like he's up there singing and dancing and everything.
Wow. I'm
serious too. I'm serious. You can look the stuff up. He's funny. He's nothing like the guy in the movie.
Thanks, Nightbot. Appreciate that.
Chris Elliott. Oh yeah, Chris Elliott was always on the
Paperboy, right?
Late show, the late night.
He had his own show, wasn't it? Was it the Cabin Boy? Was he the Cabin Boy or?
Yeah, right.
He was a
He
paper
had,
boy. He had a TV show
Paperboy.
in like '92 where he was like a paper boy. It lasted like for like a
Was
minute.
it the Chris Elliott show or something? Yeah, I can't remember.
Like on Fox or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Thomas F. Wilson. Yeah, that's Biff Tannen.
Tom Wilson, that's right. Yeah. Thanks, Absolute Mayhem. And Dutchie and Fast Eddie and whoever else.
Everybody.
Yep.
So the best dumpster dive I think I've ever had. You ready? You see that?
Holy crap.
Original Pac-Man console. 81, something
Probably
like
80.
that. 80.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1980. Yep.
So it's just the console, but you could hook it up to. I hooked it up to some lights at one point. And
That is awesome.
I'd hate to cut myself under there, man.
it is, yeah. It's still sharp steel. It's all well built. You know, it's the real deal. It's got the joystick. So it'd be cool to hook it up to like an old Atari or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found that. I wish I had taken, because at one point I was cleaning out the basement of the complex that the club that I work in. It's called a casino, but there's no gambling. It's over 100 years old. So casino back then meant, you know, entertainment place or something like that. So they have arcades. They used to have bowling. They had a movie theater in there, the ballroom. And so I was cleaning out the basement one year, and I found all kinds of old video game parts, like some of the classic, like the shooting gallery games and stuff like that. And we threw it all out. We got some scrap metal. That's about it. That's all we got out of it, and a few signs and stuff like that. But I wish I had saved a lot more, but I got that anyway.
Oh, they already played that part. Never mind. They're at the outro part now.
Isn't it great? You can tell exactly what song they're
playing. Hey, dun. Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know this show was filmed. Yes, it was filmed in Seattle, but there's a lot of shots from another show. I want to say it was Portland or something like that. There's a few shots. If you look at the shots from behind Lars, those are a completely different show.
Oh,
which is like one camera angle. But
don't break my heart.
If you look at the arena, the part of you can tell, because like the rink, the floor, the arena goes like up and over the floor a little bit in one of the arenas, and then in another one it's just like straight up bleacher seats.
But it's not like you know.
I think I would assume that the music is all from one show.
So it's not live, but just kidding, like Van Halen.
No, it's just a few. Like they threw a few extra shots in there. Maybe the camera behind Lars wasn't working that night, and they, you know, it's 10% or 5% of the film. So,
man, there's so many shots on that.
This is another one I did the whole camera plot for. If I could, I'm sure.
Oh, you got to send it to me. I want that.
Yeah, let's see if I can.
You know, the one thing that you notice about that, and it's the same as you know, Live Without a Net, is the energy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know,
it's crazy. Like when you watch that, when you watch this video, then compared to like even the Black Album tour, it's almost night and day. And then when you watch Live Without a Net, and then you watch like you know, Balance for, you know, I know Eddie was having the hip issue and stuff and everything like that, but I mean the energy level on these tours, man, just, man.
And they were young too. I mean, it was
that has a lot to do with it as well. And they were still hungry.
Somewhere, I'll look for that
plot. Hey, John BL, you email Jay that camera plot for the show, please.
Got it, man.
That's what Jason's telling you right there.
Man, so it sounds like to me this video, the video John's looking at, that's like Live Without a Net.
It really, yeah, it is.
As far as,
yeah.
So could you could somebody like where's Amanda, like a screen cap, Like, could somebody screen cap any screenshot of that video, and would you guys know what song it was
I've
on?
got hundreds of screen caps of it. Binge Seattle.
I don't know if it would be the same as for Carl Knowledge for Live Without a Net, but it would be,
because it seems like to me in this Metallica video, there's way too many. Like the camera's changing every like half a second.
I think it's a little.
There's way too many.
Yeah.
But with Live Without a Net, for the longest time, or one of the things I could brag about when I was a kid was you could pause the VHS tape anywhere on the video, and I could tell you what song it was on.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, we should in the Discord. Earthquake. Oh my goodness, we should do a Live Without a Net screen cap channel. And just have all the screen caps and see if anybody...
You want to see my Live Without a Net screen cap library?
Oh. Put them in.
There's a couple questions in here. Where are they? Soda Pop says, Jay, how come From Whom the Bell Tolls tempo sucks on the record and is way better live in the Seattle 89? I agree. And even like the fade to black part in the bridge to the outro, I mean, when James comes in with that, he cruises, and it has that live energy that you need. And I agree. Some of the tempos on that stuff are better than on the record. R2R3 says, who would you rather have leave Metallica, Kirk Hammett or Jason Newsted? Well, if we're talking like around this era or like when Newsted was still in the band, I think the majority of Metallica fans would choose Newsted to be in Metallica and Kirk. But, you know, whatever. What are you going to do?
So I got this far on the plot. So there was a rear house camera way back in the house, like a long shot. Front of house camera. There was a jib or like a crane stage left, midway through the audience. There's a dolly in the middle. One handheld on stage and one jib or crane in the back behind him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cameras. There may be more, but that's as far as I got.
Lady Justice plotted on there?
No, just I got the drums and you know the risers and stuff like that. But let's see, what other plots do I have?
Johnny, I know you've probably never seen this video, but
good night, Pooh.
On the if you see, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a huge Lady Justice behind Lars's left shoulder, behind him in the back of the whole concert. It's huge, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you can see
right there. Yeah, it's hard to tell from that angle, but when they play the song "And Justice for All," she collapses. She breaks apart. They got fireworks going off.
Yeah.
One of the trusses falls and swings. And when her head falls off, it like falls towards Lars, and then like it catches and pulls away. And
it's interesting. This is early in the set, and the head's already off of it. So I wonder if they rearranged the set.
What? Really?
I don't think they played Injustice.
No, they didn't play Injustice for All yet, because the truss is hanging the rest of the show.
Right. So I don't see that. I don't know. We'll get to that point at some point. Kirk's playing the what was that? Was that an Ibanez? It's kind of like a leopard or I can't tell. You get a good shot of it.
Screen cap.
Right there, but it's in black. It's probably a Jackson. I think it's a Jackson. Anyway. Yeah. Sorry, we keep going back to that.
No, I like Metallica. It's just I'm not crazy about.
I'm the same way.
Anything.
I'm not crazy about them, but I've followed them since the late '80s. You know.
Yeah. Hey, Mad Dog, good luck with the hip replacement, man.
Oh my.
Whoever edited that had some serious ADHD. It's late '80s MTV, or actually this was probably cut for Binge and Purge. It was cut in the mid '90s, but Think about MTV in the mid '90s. You know, everything was jump cuts like that.
No, if you want to have a
like
secret,
right now,
watch the Rock in Rio Iron Maiden live video. It every like 30, like every half a second, there's a cut. I mean, that watching it's nuts.
That was the era when digital editing came in too. So you weren't editing on videotape, you weren't editing on film, and you could, you know, do a 2-second or a half a second edit if you wanted to, and it wasn't. It was as easy as you know, a click on the mouse. But yeah, I think these were probably edited like on an Avid or something like that at that point. Live Without a Net was edited on film. You can tell.
Well, that one's good. The edits on that are fine. You know, some parts where they're, you know, they concentrate on somebody for a couple seconds, and I like that.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Well, it's funny you say that because I had a question about it.
Well, no, wait, hold on. If you're gonna leave that video, go to the
head.
Yeah, go to the And Justice for All, the song.
Good luck, Mad Dog.
Yeah, at this point it's down. So right here we go. Or is it? Yeah, it's just before one. It's just before one, I think, is the whole breakdown.
Oh, is that in regular time? You have to watch that video in slow motion just to see anything.
Lars's faces.
Is this it?
Yeah. But there's a point while we're watching this. All right, I'll get to it.
No, hold on. It's coming up.
There it is.
You saw Lady Justice standing back there, right, Johnny? So I get pumped at this part, man. This is awesome. I feel like I'm 15 again. Justice is right. Justice.
Yeah, I never even watched the San Diego show.
There it is. Here it is. Here it comes. Kabow! Kablooey! Bah!
Truss is coming down.
And that was an accident?
No, this is real. I mean, no, this is
awesome.
They did this in every show since this tour. There goes the head.
Yes. Watch
Rolling
out,
down. Stops right there.
The whole banner comes down.
Where's the truss?
Yep.
Oh, great!
You gotta put that camera up there on the plot.
Well, this will tie in nicely to my Live Without a Net comment.
Does anybody else look like sitting like I am?
There,
there it is. The lights going nuts. Hell yeah, man.
They took that to the extreme in some of their later shows.
Oh, the stunning cunts one. Oh, Jesus.
Cunning stunts. Cunning stunts they did, yeah.
Sorry, Johnny. That's my second real big boo-boo.
Stunning.
On my history on the show. God.
That's all right.
Well, I think talking about Metallica for an hour and 20 minutes is a major boo-boo.
But no, I mean, if you were at that show and you didn't know that was going to happen, like this is before the internet, like unless you talked to somebody that went to one of these concerts before you, you had no idea that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Imagine all of a sudden you're watching and Lady Justice starts collapsing and oh man, I would have pooped my pants.
Poofed. You would have poofed your pants.
Poofed my pants.
All right.
And I get it. Some guys, some people aren't huge Metallica fans, but that is awesome. I don't care who you are. That is awesome.
All right. So at the end of the drum solo, we're into Panama. The end of Panama.
Here we go. Wait a minute. Don't tell us what song that is.
Watch Michael at the end of Panama. Mike. Just before the finale. Have we done the red section yet? No. Here's the breakdown. No, that's 5150. Or is that? Yeah. No, wait. After the drum solo is 51. After the bass solo is Panama, right? I think that's what it is. So right, there's the bass solo, Panama. All right, here we go. All right, here's the breakdown. Come on.
Not on camera. Not on camera.
Just before the all right, right there. There it is. Watch Mike. He looks behind himself to the left, to the right. Right there. Then he looks behind to the right. What's he doing?
He's like what's it called?
He's checking to make sure there's no flash pots next to him.
Oh.
Is he in the right position? Talking about Metallica, talking about James. Making sure he's in position. That's my only guess. Is it accurate? It's just before they do the pyro. Looking back, make sure that side. Am I all right? Am I going to get burned? Here we go. Because, you know, that happened. I mean,
yeah.
Musicians have been injured from that, so. And then there's the disc flip, the laser disc flip, the film edit. Then it goes into, oh no, that was before.
Next song is extra special.
All right. Anyway,
go to the beer catch. Go to the beer. Hold on. Go to the Michael Anthony beer catch.
Just before. Yeah, I just had it.
Remember my brother showing me that when I was a kid, and like I was just amazed.
Was it When It's Love? Not When It's Love. Love Walks In.
Yeah, yeah. Because he like as soon as the intro kicks. He kind of like, song's starting. Gotta go.
Ah, come on. Ah.
That was the pre-chorus.
There it is. That's
it. Here it is. Here it is. This is great, man. He barely moves his hand.
Yeah, that is a great catch.
Oh, great throw, too.
It's like a magnet.
He's like, oh, yeah.
I'll slow it down.
Yeah. There you go.
Slow it down.
Oh, here it is. Coming up.
Yep. Just puts his hand up.
Drying his hands. Yep, there it is.
Bam.
Boom.
Looks at the camera.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now watch. Go back to normal speed, and he starts chugging it, but the second Eddie
he starts spitting it out.
He's like, oh, gotta go.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. Shit. I already said the C word. We could probably get away with it.
I know, sorry. Live Without a Net check.
Going in.
Regular speed. Boom. Poof. Look at that. Eddie starts playing. Oh. Eddie gets some feedback. Is this the song where he starts feeding back and he's like, oh. Or that's the other
no, that's
the other one.
That's Love Walks In.
Love Walks In. The other one.
And he gives him the head down, like, turn it down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looks over to the engineer, yeah.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny to me?
Oh, man.
When they play Love Walks In, Eddie's guitar is face first on the face up on the drum riser.
Mm-hmm.
His solo, and I know it's been a while since I looked at the actual set list. But you'd think, hey, my guitar solo is next. Let me give my guitar to Zeke.
You guys did the whole breakdown of the drop D tuning and the reason why he kept the Steinberger on Ain't Talking About Love and all that. After the string break, there was I don't remember because what is it, 5150's drop D?
Yeah.
And then
drop D and a half on here.
So then they went to the bass solo after 5150.
No, it's cut. It goes to Best of Both Worlds, right?
Yeah. And this is out of sequence anyway, but
yeah, there's definitely a cut after 5150 going to Best of Both Worlds.
And he's not playing guitar on Best of Both Worlds. No, he's not playing guitar on was it When Love Walks In?
Mm-hmm.
And
see that kick?
we did the whole Johnny, chime in here. Remember
Is there an actual set list for that?
Yeah,
for this show?
There is. We should look somebody.
Yeah, John BL in the chat. Oh, you're actually on the show. No, it's just because John BL is usually
he has to open up his file. He's got it.
Yeah,
he's got it right there.
It's just weird that, like, you know, Johnny, if your guitar solo was next and you're playing keyboards, wouldn't you give your guitar to your guitar tech and say, hey, you know, make sure this thing is in tune, dry it off a little bit?
I wouldn't lay it on the ground.
No,
but it's not on the ground. It's like laying against stairs.
Yeah. It's on the.
Yeah. But also that shows that, you know, he's a regular.
So they did. It was drum solo to Dreams, which is a keyboard song. Did he play guitar? Did he play the solo on Dreams at live?
Yeah.
86.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. So he played 5150 or the 5150 in standard tuning on Dreams. Then it goes right to 5150, the song, where it's drop D. So I'm guessing he didn't play the 5150 on Dreams.
No, he played a backup on Dreams.
Okay,
that's right.
Oh, so when they were playing Dreams, so you're saying it went.
That's when Zeke was changing it over.
Okay, so we had a full song to do that.
More than a full song, because it was, well, geez, Summer Nights.
Yeah,
which is Steinberger. Get Up, Steinberger. Drum solo, nothing. Dreams, nothing, or backup, 5150.
But is that the set list for that's not the set list for this night.
This is New Haven 86. Starts with You Really Got Me.
So they did Dreams and Love Walks In and Why Can't This Be Love?
Yeah. Yep.
Give me the whole set list if you could.
All right. You Really Got Me.
Yep.
There's Only One Way to Rock, Summer Nights, Get Up, Drum Solo, Dreams, which is edited out, 5150, Bass Solo, Panama, Best of Both Worlds, Addicted to Love, which is edited out, Love Walks In, Good Enough, edited out, Guitar Solo, edited for a few minutes or a few seconds of it.
Mm-hmm.
I Can't Drive 55, String Break, Ed changes over to the Steinberger, plays that through.
Who was that just got his? Was that Kevin Dugan? Right there, the guy that popped out taking his bass.
He was spitting water on.
I don't know what Kevin looks like.
Yeah,
that's him.
Kevin's the guy that Caleb was talking to.
Yeah,
let me see.
That's got to be Kevin, sure, because he said he worked that show.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't look like him though.
I don't know what he. I mean, geez,
I've met him
30 years ago.
When you go to NAMM, if you go to NAMM and you go to see Mike, Kevin's right there walking up and down the line, talking to everybody.
So it was Love Walks In and then guitar solo.
All right, so let's continue.
I kind of zoned
Love
out.
Walks In, Good Enough, which
is another guitar,
another backup, right?
He played the 1984 guitar on that one.
Okay. Then the guitar solo. So Ed gets the 5150 back after the bass solo in standard tuning to play Panama. Then Best of Both Worlds, Addicted to Love, which they played on a few shows. Love Walks In, no guitar. Good Enough, backup guitar. Guitar solo. Zeke obviously changed or probably worked on the 5150 between
probably
Best of Both Worlds. Yeah,
probably
make sure it's all set for the guitar solo.
Is it the high E that for the majority of the show you can see the off of the string post? Now we're getting really nerdy. Off of the string post, you can see the actual like string from here popped up and coiled up above it.
Oh, because he changed just that string and he did it on the fly.
I don't know, but I'm just saying you can see that for some of the show, and then it's still there for the guitar solo.
There it is.
Mm-hmm. What string breaks?
I broke that whole thing. I broke that whole thing down. It's so Zeke's changeover was like 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
That's the low E. It's got to be.
Looks like it, and it was probably just popped out of the Floyd. I don't think he broke it. That's my guess. I don't know. Classic. I mean, come on.
a good screen cap.
It may not be the low E though. It's hard to tell.
It's either the E or the A.
I think it might be the A or the.
There's a better shot. Can't really tell.
Whoa,
but it does. It's not the E. I don't think it's the E.
Wait a minute. Well, look at. Hang on. And also, who asked stack of pound cakes? Yeah, the Blue Angels. Yeah, they're in town. Yeah, that's right. I usually when I lived in Berkeley and I used to see them all the time.
Fender Guru, real quick. He asked me this before, and I forgot to answer.
It might be the A.
It's a great screenshot, right? I got to take that one.
Screen cap that, man.
Yeah.
I just made a Live Without Net screen cap in the Discord.
I'll put a few good shots in there.
Awesome. Yeah, Andrew, this is it's got a 37 millimeter L block in here.
You didn't hear that burp, did you?
No.
Okay, good.
And also, I don't know if you saw this, but it has the decked out hot rodded Floyd, German Floyd with the.
Where's the drool button?
Well, this is close enough.
Yeah.
It's like
the Homer Simpson.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you screen cap that? That's a good one, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right.
You didn't see it. There it is.
So doing some research. I showed Johnny saw this. Doing some research on the 82, 83 tour. I've gone as many resources as I can, including eBay, and I came across.
See Zeke hanging out waiting for Eddie. Sorry.
This is just before he changes it. I love that shot right there. I rewound that so many times. That stage shot of all that. You could with the old VHS, you could see like the deterioration of the tape after that.
But why did he? We talked about this before millions of times. But why did he want? Why was the Steinberger his backup?
Yeah, right. That's a good question because he had several other Stripes Kramers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, because it's a backup there too. Like on that other show, he's handed that guitar when he breaks the string.
In the
during the solo
Detroit show.
No, during an 0812 show, he breaks a string and Zeke.
Or it was Worcester. I think that was Worcester.
Something like that. Yeah. Probably because it was the closest guitar because that's his other main guitar during that show.
Yeah. I mean, it's the guitar. It's his decision.
Maybe it was preferred. Maybe Eddie preferred it, you know?
Yeah. Maybe he's like, this is what I'm playing. Real quick, before John BL, before you get back to business.
Whatever the heck I'm talking about.
There's a couple questions. Soda Pop asked this before as well. He said, does David Lee Roth play guitar on anything?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. He plays acoustic guitar on, obviously,
Dave's
Ice Cream Man. Take Your Whiskey Home.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The intro?
I've
it's
heard,
still up for debate.
I've heard some debates about that.
It was that or
if that's really him because it sounds a little. It sounds a little. There's a little too much going on there for I think how Dave. The only time you've ever seen Dave play an acoustic guitar live, it's real basic.
Ice Cream Man, yeah. But there's a lot of he's back in some of the earliest photos. He's playing his old Gibson acoustic.
Actually, though, now that I think about it, now that you guys, I'm awake now. I woke up. Now that I think about it, listen to the beginning of Take Your Whiskey Home, and that's Eddie on acoustic.
That's
Eddie. That's not Dave.
Oh, that's Eddie. I'm thinking of
Oh, could this be Magic?
No.
So yeah, Dave gets credit for acoustic guitar on Could This Be Magic?
Oh, Full Bug.
Yeah, Full Bug. That's Dave.
Are you sure?
The intro in that, I think that's Dave.
Could be.
That's my opinion.
Oh, let's see if he gets credit.
Um,
Full bug.
and these are not noiseless trem springs, Fender Guru. I did try them in an EVH guitar, but I felt, and this is with David Nesdall's opinion and ear as well. Because the second I got an EVH Wolfgang, I put the noiseless springs in without even like playing it, pretty much.
Yep. He gets credit for full bug.
For playing guitar.
Yep.
Because
and synthesizer on Intruder.
Where does he get the credit for all that?
For
Wikipedia?
Yeah, Wikipedia. So I mean, it's
you can't believe it,
dude. 97% accurate. 97% accurate.
It actually said that I had a show on there one time, and now it's gone. So you can't believe anything on it.
Yeah, I believe. Well, no, you certainly can't believe. No, you're right.
The thing is, now that I think about those acoustic guitar parts on those Van Halen records, that's Eddie playing that stuff. That's not Dave. Listen to the picking. Listen to the attack.
Well, in the one song you're talking about, "Take Your Whiskey Home," that's definitely Eddie. I'm talking about the full bug. I think when you hear that, it's almost like that same type of, Dave. But you know, we can sit here and bicker about it all night. Who the hell knows?
Why not?
Well, that's why we're here.
And as far as go ahead,
I haven't listened to any of those songs for a long time, so I think now listening to them, I have a better.
Well, now you have your homework.
I could tell you who. Speaking of that, people are asking, "What's the homework? What's the thing from last week?" I think we should save that stuff for next week.
Steve, yeah,
because Steve is not here tonight.
Steve's not here. Where is he?
He's not here.
He's off. As far as the noiseless trem springs, after doing like a little bit of an A/B test with the Wolfgang. Now, keep in mind, there's only 2 springs in this guitar. You know what I mean? I feel like it's very minimal. It's there, but I felt when I did the A/B test, which Nesdall told me to do, I felt like it took, when I had the noiseless springs in here, it took the, Johnny, excuse my language, but it took the ass out of the low end. It just didn't have that resonance that, Now with my Universe guitars with the 3 springs, I have a dampening cloth underneath the back cover plate, just resting on the springs to help damp. So, I mean, if I pop those open now, if I were to change the springs out, maybe I would do something where, like, I would change one of them to a noiseless spring and leave 2 or something like that. But, I mean, I don't know. It's a great idea, but I don't know.
The noiseless stuff.
Yep.
I think it's a great idea for maybe for recording. I mean, not everybody wants that extra noise, that extra. It's almost like a reverb if you think about it. I mean, I've got in some of the back of some of my guitars, I have business cards stuck in the springs so they don't vibrate or make noise or whatever. But as far as the Van Halen stuff, you want that noise because that's a part of Eddie's sound. I mean, just look at Intruder.
Good night, Janice. I think.
Good night, Janice.
Absolute Mayhem won as well. Yeah, I'm with you. And like I said before, dude, the 2 spring, I think 1 spring makes a difference. When you talk about a guitar, especially a 7-string guitar with that low B or however you tune it, there's a lot more going into that. So there's going to be more vibration. But with these guitars, man, the 2 springs, it's not overwhelming. Like that's nothing crazy at all. So
I like 4 springs.
Oh, geez.
I like it tight, real tight.
Oh, we're talking about guitars. Oh.
Yeah, sorry, guitars.
You said 4 springs, right?
But you can I got the trem stop in there. You have to have a.
So you don't like, when let's just say you're bending, you don't like any kind of movement in your trem forward at all?
What do you mean?
Like if you bend a note or bend a chord or something like that, you don't want your trem coming up at all.
No. But I got the floating trem on the BC Rich, so that's you got to compensate. You have to realize. I mean, you have to play different for a floating trem as opposed to a locked trem. I mean, because like you say, any movement's going to get this one. I think probably has maybe two springs in it from the factory because it's not nearly as tight as the other one. Could be 3 springs. I haven't even opened it, but
got seven springs in there.
This one, yeah. I mean, this feels like probably
5 on, and there's laid 2 extra ones across it. You know.
Yeah.
I just use one huge spring.
a leaf spring from a Jeep.
No, a garage door spring.
Yeah.
You can't even bend those things, man. It would literally pull the tremolo system through the body.
You have to have like a huge muscle on this one arm just to get the whammy bar to even move.
But when I put the trem stop in, that's when I put the 4 springs back on it. And
how many springs does Popeye use in his guitar? It's got to be.
I mean, it's tight. It's really. But I like it that way. I like the, you know. Anyway,
C5150. When I upgrade my Floyds, I get the big brass block and the old school arms, and that's it. I don't bother with the other crap. He's talking about the. I'm gonna pull my amp off the damn desk. Oh. He's talking about one of these arms. I tried it. I couldn't do it.
Well, one of the problems I have with both, I have these two are my 2 Floyds. Like I had showed you before, I have gaff tape on here so it doesn't slip all the way down because I'm usually sitting right here just like this, and if the bar is coming down, it's hitting and it's going to go out of tune. It's hitting the arm of the
hitting your third leg.
Yeah. But it's because
that's why you do a lot of fluttering, you know.
I mean, do you guys have the same problem? That's your bar
with the third leg.
Your bar tends to droop.
The third leg droop.
Yeah. You know, it's stripped. I guess it used to be when I would tighten it, it would go all the way. But enough innuendo talk.
So who asked the question earlier about? It was before I came on.
Hey, Sean.
The regular show about somebody's fine tuner on their high E string. The arm would get stuck on it. Was I imagining that? Did I dream that?
Nope. Somebody said that, and Dave said you can leave it alone, or you can just tighten the fine tuner.
Look how much room I have. I don't know how the hell. Can you see that or no?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
My glossy forehead behind it so you can tell. But I mean, look how much room I have, and that's it's not all the way out, but it's pretty close to it. I don't know how the hell.
Well, is it hitting one of these bolts or one of these?
I got it. Hope not.
I could I wouldn't think it would hit that, but unless you have the Floyd way out of whack. If it's floating, and I've seen people with the Floyds like this on a floating, or
God,
the opposite. Really.
You want it? Was I the one asking the question?
Like this,
That's
why I love this one.
Let me grab my Music Man. Let me show you what my Floyd looks like on that.
What is going on here in the chat?
What are we talking about? The arm is a pop-in. This isn't a pop-in.
I'm not talking about that.
No. My bar droops.
It's not as stiff.
It's not as stiff as it once was. That's what I'm talking innuendo. Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah, right. It's getting crazy in here.
My bar droops.
Yeah.
Flaccid Floyd.
Man.
How close is yours?
Oh, look at this. Jay.
It hits it?
Oh. Okay, here's. Can you see that?
Oh,
wow. I can't see. I can't see, but look.
Damn.
Wait, what do we?
Mine totally hits all the fine tuners.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. We'll take the gaff tape off and see how it does.
But that's how you get the intruder sound.
Yeah.
You know, and mine's like.
Yeah, yours is really droopy.
Yeah, mine's been drooping for years.
See, even when I tighten it all the way in,
bye.
I don't like that. I like it. I like it upright, so it stands.
Sorry, I'm mimicking sound behind you.
God, it's just such a great show.
Yep. Damn.
Pyro.
It's funny. Before that,
what does he do? What's Alex
Michael hits the. I think it's an A or something, and he thinks Alex is going to hit the cymbals with him, and he doesn't. It's just bang. Then he stops it. And he looks at him like.
Yeah.
Proof that it wasn't edited in the studio.
Yep. I said it was Old Man Dan the ass, and he has the PV Wolfgang and has that problem. Thanks, Thrash Metal. Appreciate that. I mean, I guess it depends on the angle of the Floyd. I'm sorry, the angle of the bar. You know?
And the height of the fine tuners.
And the height of the fine, but mine isn't even. I could raise mine all the way out, and it wouldn't.
Same here.
Be close.
It's not close. But
I do know that this bar is angled more. It sticks up more. Never mind. I'm not going to get myself into.
I know, right? Got a lot to say.
A stack of pound cakes.
Bend it. You know, I bet if he bought an arm from, depending on if it's a screw in or whatever, but I bet if he bought an arm, a Floyd arm from Floyd Rose, it would. Is it
an original Floyd that he has?
No, those don't have original Floyds.
What kind of guitar is it on that he's having problems?
PV Wolfgang.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. A stack of pound cakes? No, my D-Tuna doesn't. It doesn't hit the body. It's very close. I mean, it looks like it almost does, but it doesn't. And then when I pull it out, can I say that?
Jeez, can't say anything without getting
no.
Actually, the previous show, I did get dinged for the previous show because it's something somebody did say. I'm thinking when Nesdal said S-H-I-T, I'm thinking that's what it did. But
no, you know what got dinged? When I played the Jeopardy music.
No, just earlier.
Oh, really?
No, the Jeopardy music didn't do anything. That video was fine.
No, Alex Trebek don't give a crap. He shaved his mustache. He's like, I could care less.
No, yeah, I got dinged for the video earlier tonight. I think probably because Nesdal said SHITTY about something. Yeah, great guitar, you guys. This guitar rocks, you guys.
Does that have cavities routed inside of it under the top?
What?
Does that have like acoustical cavities routed inside the body? You know what I mean? Over the top, under the top.
Like chambered? No.
Chambered.
No.
So it's a solid piece of.
Solid. I'm awake, Dave. Dave's not here. I'm here.
Dave's not here, man.
Dave's not here.
Yeah. No, they put out Axis sport models that were chambered. That had like little parts. You know what I'm saying?
Just to reduce weight and I guess more sustain and stuff from that.
Well, it just more, I guess, acoustically, it'll be a little louder.
Yeah.
Dutchie says that neck almost looks rosewood.
This one? Yeah. Man, this is cool, man. Here, look at this.
Is that an Axis or is that an actual Eddie?
Dude, this is the real deal, man.
That's the real deal. Okay.
I've had this thing since 1992.
It looks like a flamed maple neck from a distance.
The real thing. And whoops. Ooh. Yeah, this headstock, the headstock and this neck, that was the same color back in the day. Back in the day, that was the back of the neck was this color. Ah, there's another light shining. Which one is it?
Blech.
This one? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. That was all one. This used to go all the way down to there.
And now it doesn't go that far in now.
Because Johnny never cleans his fretboard.
And now it's droopy. It's dangling.
Oh my God.
It's this little nick right here was from an earthquake. It got knocked out of its stand and hit the ground. That's been there since 1993. So I'm used to it. I feel it.
Is that a one-piece maple neck? Or is it got a separate fretboard?
To me, it looks like
there's no skunk stripe, so it's
no. It looks like it looks like one piece to me. Looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of bird's eye back there. All kinds. But it's all encrusted in filth.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you guys want to feel the real deal, this is it.
I wonder what Ed's Music Man looks like these days. Wonder when the last time he played a Music Man was. Any idea?
Probably in the studio, because there was pictures of it right there on his wall, next to other guitars.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got it ready to use when he wants it. That was his favorite guitar for a good 5 years anyway. Anyway. All right, let me get to it. So I was doing some research for my little project. And I found this comic strip. Johnny, if you want to present me for a second, you can read it.
And presenting JonBL5150.
Someone else will have to read it because I can't see it. What's the
Doctor,
the
there's
said?
3 more cases waiting behind you.
Johnny, read the next part.
You gotta do a different voice. They're supposed to melt in your mouth, not in your roach clip.
Hey, doctors, women and children first.
Bring it down a little bit.
That's not what he says.
Oh, let's see if we can get a pulse. Oh, so what if the expiration date is August 5th? Oh.
All right. Well done. Any idea what that might be about?
A boot?
A boot? Actually, it's funny you said. Oh no, actually, it's not a boot. Not in this case. It's not a Canadian thing. So I want to hear some ideas. I've got the story behind it, but I'm just wondering
in the
if
chat.
Anybody... Yeah, anything, or you guys, or
Peanut butter and onions.
Ugh.
What's the first thing that jumps out to you?
Women and children first.
That and
M&M. Oh, I didn't see the M&M.
M&Ms. That and the M&Ms.
To me, that picture looks like that. It's an old drawing.
Well, yeah.
It looks like it's from late 70s, early 80s somewhere.
I would say it's from 80. I think it's
from the
80.
style of her hair and the beards.
Right.
That's a late 70s, early 80s cartoon.
1980.
Okay.
It mentions.
I thought we were gonna see the real nice
bear pelt.
The pelt. Right here. Are you awake?
Yeah.
Are you awake because you can't fall asleep again?
Where's your new girlfriend?
It's on the couch.
It's
Yeah.
It's imagine, it would be funny if he said it's in bed. Desiree's on the couch.
That would be hilarious.
It would be. What's up, man?
Nothing. I just can't sleep.
You wanted to get in on the Metallica chat, huh?
he waited till that was over.
That'll put me to sleep.
We had an hour and a half of Metallica chat.
Yeah, I know. I just saw that.
Good stuff.
Great.
Dutchy5150 says it reminds him of the Lost Control video.
Yeah, that could be part of it.
Hey, Zach.
Oh, yeah.
It mentions the date August 5th, which
Oh, that sounded like this.
man, it sounded very similar to that, actually. Do that again.
Hey, Frank, Soda Pop. Good morning.
Dave, you got to do the roll call? Is that?
No.
The roll out of bed
They,
call?
they just said hello to me.
That's what this is. This is the roll out of bed call.
Mad Dog wants to see my guitar. The problem is, you know what? Hang on a second. I was going to say the problem is if I roll back, it's going to be bad.
Oh,
So
God.
I'm going to do that.
Mute the microphone and leave the camera on. Jason Wade says, John, thanks to me and you, he's up at 2 a.m. playing For Whom the Bell Tolls
Nice.
on Metallica.
Anyway, I'll finish the explanation on this. So this is a crew shirt from Van Halen from the tour 1980 tour.
Oh,
It's from Nashville, from a company called geez, what was it? It's like System. Hold on, I got the picture here. Called Sound 70s Productions. So it's a company out of Nashville that did the sound for Van Halen in 1980, I guess it was. And
man, somebody please.
It's a play off the No Brown M&Ms.
Somebody
So they're all-
timestamp this.
They're all looking for the doctors are all looking for the brown M&Ms and pulling them out of the batch. And it says we hope we get them all by August 5th, which was the date of the 1980 Nashville show.
The guy on the right looks like Eddie, actually.
The guy on the right, yeah. I mean, I would assume that these are guys on the crew, you know, but like I said, I've been doing I was just looking for any research on 1982 and the video that I'm trying to make. This came up on eBay. This shirt, it's somebody's selling it for like $350. It's a Van Halen crew shirt.
Oh, nice.
And I, to be honest with you, I don't really understand. I mean, they're obviously talking about getting ready for the show and stuff like that, but it really doesn't make a lot of sense what they're talking about. I mean, the M&Ms and stuff, but they were just trying to throw any Van Halen reference with Women and Children First and that sort of thing in there. But so that's something I've never seen before. A crew shirt, cool little cartoon with Van Halen. And just a couple other things before we get back to Dave. A few more things I found on eBay. A Van Halen Uruguay shirt. With stains all over
coffee
it.
Stains or something on there.
Yeah.
That looks cool, though.
Yeah. We got that. What else? This one was a shirt from September 3rd, Pacific Coliseum. I'm guessing California. The Power to Raise the Dead, Van Halen. Another like one-off shirt.
Oh, yeah, that's like Van Halen 2.
Mm-hmm. I would say, yeah, I think that was 79. Picture I haven't seen before of, oops.
Oh,
Ooh, watch out now.
Of
Eddie
Ed
and
and
Mike.
Mike. Yeah. I think that's probably Us Festival.
That's Diver
I don't
Down.
think so.
Oh, he's not wearing the same overalls. Yeah, he's not wearing the striped overalls.
That's yeah.
Van Halen, Germany. This is Diver Down again. Das. Look, I don't know what that says in German.
Das Kraftpaket.
So they just did a promo and they didn't really tour.
What does that mean anyway? Does that mean it's a load of crap?
Das Kraft Packet, something packet.
Crap in your pants.
Kraft Packet must be like Kraft Packet.
More macaroni and cheese. That's how I read it.
Possibly like the album. I don't know. Who speaks German? Or the
Brecken Sie Deutsch.
What is it? Wait, what's the word?
Das Kraft Packet.
Das Kraft Packet. I know somebody.
I mean, it's a lot of those German words kind of a craft packet. I mean, it would kind of go along with that. Whatever that means.
He's going to ask Ruth. He's going to wake her up and ask, hey, what's Das Kraft Packet mean?
Somebody tell me.
Can you hear that?
Here's the Diver Down album release.
It means the power packet.
Okay.
That's what that means.
Me yelling that, I think, woke Ellie up. You hear?
Oh, no.
She thinks some angry German man is in the house.
There's a great shot from the stage. Some chick getting pulled off by the security.
Dave grabbing her by the head or the hair already. We'll finish this backstage.
Yeah, so there's a ton of material out there that I'm hoping to include. And if anyone, another thing I'm looking for is an 82 tour book. I know there's a few on eBay.
I used to have those. Hmm?
I'm gonna.
My goodness! The best tour books, you guys. The best Van Halen tour books are, as far as like being packed with pictures, 80 and 82. Those are the best because it includes just the best, Jerry, the best, because it includes like little like slides of pictures and just
montages, little whole photo collages and stuff.
Yeah, there's tons of collages. Yeah.
So I'm gonna spring for one on eBay at some point, or if anyone wants to donate one. But I haven't seen it myself. I haven't. The only tour book I've had, of what was it, from the Foreign Lawful Carnal Knowledge and David Lee Roth.
There was no tour book from Carnal Knowledge.
Well, then I had maybe it was a magazine from that I bought at the arena.
Whoa,
something like that. I don't know. But I lost it since it's been missing for years.
Mm-hmm.
May have just been a magazine that they were selling for it. It might have been the inside. I think maybe it was the inside.
There was no inside then.
Okay. Well, I don't remember what it was. I bought a magazine.
You bought it in the parking lot
at the show, and actually,
don't buy the brown M&Ms in the parking lot, you guys.
This is also the anniversary of the Carnal Knowledge show that I went to in Providence, which was this week.
There was no Carnal Knowledge show in Providence.
You were never there.
Van Halen isn't even a band.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
They didn't tour for Carnal Knowledge.
There is no carnal knowledge of that.
Eddie never played an Ernie Ball Music Man.
It was all a dream.
The dream is over.
There you go.
Well, Dutchy5150 says he has the 82 tour book.
Oh, and he's going to donate it. Awesome.
No way.
No,
I'm all set
I'm
with
just putting words in people's mouths.
And another thing that I found, another eBay find, was
Dutchy, if you're in the bathroom. No, wait, hang on. If you're in the Discord, oh my goodness,
post some of the pictures in the Discord.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, scan some pictures and put them in there.
Because the best nation in the world is the donation.
So actually, the best nation in the world is a Dalmatian. His name's Howie.
That's a Dalmatian.
That's a nation, not a nation.
Yeah.
The best.
Well, he's a part of the Dalmatian.
The Dalmatian.
He's Howie the Dalmatian he's a part of the Dalmatian.
Gotcha. That works.
And the best Bastian in the world is the master.
Wow. I thought it was the libation.
Is it drooping though? Is it like my Floyd bar and bent?
I thought the libation was the better bation than the masturbation.
Oh my god!
At least I did it backwards, you know.
Oh,
Hey Dave.
Yeah.
You missed it earlier, or maybe you didn't. Did you hear me drop the C word?
No.
Oh yeah.
You Padawan has learned.
Yeah. It was an honest mistake. There's a Metallica There's a Metallica video called "Cunning Stunts." And I said it the other way.
Stunning blunts, stunning beeps.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, you're a fart smeller.
And I'm not even drinking tonight either.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'll timestamp it for you.
That's great. Did Johnny Beane go, oh!
Yeah.
No,
the classic.
It's John Bill's show. I could care less.
Oh!
All right.
Fast Eddie says there's one on eBay for $50.
Yeah, I've seen a few on eBay, and I don't have a problem.
Too much, man. That's
springing for one.
I used to buy those. I told you, I used to buy all those tour books from
the Van Halen store. Right?
No, from what's her name? The one that won the contest, the I Never Said Goodbye contest, to name the album. You know, she sold me all her Van Halen stuff. Believe it or not, back in the mid '90s, and I had her all those tour books and stuff.
Yeah, because after she did this, it was all over.
Oh my god!
Now I'm embarrassed.
Thanks.
Sorry. She didn't need Van Halen paraphernalia.
Van Halen needed you.
So what else is going on? Johnny, I want to know why you hate 24 frets. There's no disadvantage to 24 frets.
Yes, there is actually.
What is it?
It's the sound of the neck pickup.
And you get dizzy. You know?
What?
Well,
What?
okay. It's just it feels it's like it's too long.
You don't have to play.
There's a
if you
guitar
don't
neck
want to.
here.
That's not what she said.
I mean, you don't.
The only disadvantage is the placement of the neck pickup. You don't get.
I can understand. I guess I get that, but
you don't get that Les Paul type thing.
It's too long. You can't to play a guitar 24 frets. If you put your hand on the bridge, you're like here, and you're like
no,
like this.
It's about an inch longer than any other fretboard. I mean,
well, that's what he said.
Right? Somebody was saying
a lot of it is how far the neck goes into the body. Because can you guys see the angle might not be?
Hey, I can't see.
Am I roboting?
No.
So if you put in a Wolfgang next to an Ibanez, the first fret on an Ibanez, and Dave, if you stand them up next to each other, you'll see what I'm talking about. But the first fret on an Ibanez, or I'm sorry, the second fret on an Ibanez is where the first fret is on a Wolfgang. So it just these feel shorter, but
the frets have to be the same distance.
That's not correct.
That's not what I'm talking about.
What are you
because the bridge on these is farther back and the neck goes farther into the body.
No.
The neck just feels
string
long.
length,
To me, it just feels
the string
longer.
length is the exact same length between a 22 or a 24 fret. The string is the same length, unless you've got a scaled body.
That's what I'm talking about, because
it's
the neck.
Go ahead, Jay.
The neck is farther in because the bridge. You want me to show you? For crying out loud!
Yeah, it goes down a little. How many frets on that Wolfgang?
22.
Okay, and it doesn't make it all the way to the pickup, right?
No.
Okay, so this makes it all the way to the pickup, you know, with maybe a couple millimeters extra. I mean, a space.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's just that your guitar stops here. My guitar stops here. That's the only difference.
No.
Yes.
Right, Dave?
Yes.
What I'm talking about is if you hold the guitars next to each other, right? Yeah, the string, the length between the bridge or the saddle and the nut is going to be the same.
Yes.
But back, I'm talking about the bridge on this is a little farther back.
No, it's not.
Than an Ibanez.
No, it's not. And here, this is the Jay. Listen to me.
Well,
This is the theory of intonation, right?
This is science. You guys.
Yes, Wolfgang body is a smaller body. It's a smaller body, therefore it makes the guitar appear smaller.
Did you see that?
Yeah. He you know, whatever. He can believe what he wants to believe. But it's because the bodies of the Ibanezes and the Strat style bodies are bigger. They're bigger bodies. There's more wood there going this way. So it makes the guitar appear like it's longer, but it's not.
This is a dinky right here.
And it's still bigger than a Wolfgang body.
Is that a Hello Kitty Stormtrooper?
Yep.
All right. So, Dave, what you just said made sense. That's not like you were.
It's not like you just woke up.
So, what we're saying is, look, see, obviously, saddles are lined up, and now the nuts line up perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Romeo, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only because the Wolfgang body is smaller. That's why it appears smaller.
It took me so long to understand intonation and the importance of it, and the fact that, and I hate to call someone out, but when
body actually isn't that much smaller.
Yeah, but the it's not that part of the body, Jay. Jay, it's not that part of the body. It's the bottom part of the body.
Yeah.
If you the necks have to be aligned. You align them at the nut, and your Ibanez body is going to be longer than the Wolfgang body. It just is what it is. It's math.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes it appear smaller, because the Wolfgang body is smaller.
So when you sit down and play, when you go from a Wolfgang to an Ibanez, the Wolfgang doesn't feel like the neck is the first fret is closer to you?
It does, because the body is smaller. It's not as it the way it's the way
it would be slightly, maybe an inch difference or so, you know, because the body, you're going to have less space here, and you know that's the only difference is going to be on the Wolfgang. Well, what's yours look like between the bridge and the back? Yeah, and there's this being like Dave's got a perfect example. The Gem is a full size. This is a 3/4 or a 7/8, whatever it is. And the between the end of the bridge and the bottom of the guitar is about 2 inches here, and yours is probably 3 inches.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it
So
doesn't
Dave's
change
is
the
3
distance.
inches?
Doesn't change the distance between the
Right, because that's what's inside
bridge.
the body. That's the measurement within the body, but that's not the measurement of the whole guitar. The whole guitar.
I never said anything about the distance from the nut to the saddle being different. It's exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But what makes your other guitars seem longer is because the Wolfgang body is smaller. So it's more compact. It sits on you differently. It's the same thing with, you know, a Gibson is a Gibson is a Gibson. They're all 24 3/4 scale length. But an SG feels like it's longer than a Les Paul because the body is longer. That's just the way it is.
And that's why on guitars like these, you really you have to use 9s if you want the saddles to be in a good position. You could, I mean, if you're going to use 10s, the saddle's going to be a lot closer to the pickup,
not necessarily,
or
not
pulled
necessarily.
back.
Not necessarily, because it depends on where the posts are to begin with, where the posts are set up.
Like the mistake Ed made on Frankenstein.
And that's a mistake that a lot of companies make. You know, for a long time, Chris Locke and most of these bodies that I have, his posts were the tiniest bit too
Even
close.
this one, I had to get this professionally.
And on almost all my Floyds, all the saddles are up as far as they can go. They intonate. Luckily, he still put them in a spot where the guitars intonate. But, you know, it's, you know, you have to have all the saddles up.
Yeah, and if you wanted to change, say you liked playing 11s or something like that.
Oh, forget it. You couldn't.
Yeah, exactly. But people don't understand that. Like, oh, I want to try 10s or 11s on my guitar, and you just throw a set on there. As soon as you go from 9s to 10s, you're completely out of tune for the rest of the fretboard. Right, Dave?
For the most part.
For the most part. Well, but it's a small percentage.
Nines and tens is not a big issue. I think between 10s and 11s is actually
or 9s and 11s.
Oh yeah, if you go more than one gauge, then you're in hell. But one gauge here or there is not terrible.
But you still have to compensate.
You do have to. And in some cases, you don't. But in most cases, you do.
Well, acoustics where you can't adjust the bridge, you have to go with what you got. I mean, people
or
go from...
Or Telecasters. Telecasters are very hard to intonate.
Yeah.
Wraparound bridges are very hard to intonate.
The reach-around bridge?
What do you know from real guitars, Jay?
What?
Nothing.
No, Steve had said on one of the earlier shows a few weeks ago, Steve had said, oh, well, I looked at the pictures of Ed and his saddles were at this point. And Dave chimed in. Dave chimed in and say, well, did you actually intonate it or did you just look at the pictures? You know?
Yeah.
So go ahead. Plenty of guitarists, and Johnny, you too. I think you don't necessarily go to a tech every time you want to change strings or every time you want to, and you go with what you got, and you can make it sound in tune. I mean, if you're a good player, you can make it sound in tune if it's a little out of intonation.
Obviously, I am, and I do.
Yeah. Jimi Hendrix or someone like that who didn't, you know, he would be playing, he'd be tuning up, or in the 60s when they would tune to the piano or something like that. You know, because you can't retune a piano every day.
The piano that was out of tune.
And then you're going to be playing a few percent out of tune throughout the fretboard. Keith Richards, the Stones did that all the time.
Jimi Hendrix may not be the best analogy because in their case,
he would bend it into tune.
He would tune his guitar to his ear, and everyone would tune to him. Mm-hmm. And the keyboard is that's out of luck.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Eddie
but like the Stones, where they always had a keyboard in the 70s and on, they always had a keyboard player, and you weren't going to necessarily retune the whole piano because, you know, you moved it between cities and it's a little out of tune. You got to tune to the piano or the organ. Well, the organ where you can't retune a Hammond, something like that.
Well, synthesizers you can actually tune.
Right. But this was before synths.
You can tune a keyboard to anything else. There's a knob for that. I've got one right
here.
Yes,
you can, then it's perfectly in tune with itself. I mean, no matter what you do, a keyboard it's electronical, so it's perfectly in tune. And anything that's tempered like a guitar or a voice, that's different. But let me just say let me give one more analogy with Eddie Van Halen. The regular Joe Schmo. Anyone other than Eddie Van Halen is what I mean. You could be Steve Vai, you could be Joe Satriani, or anyone other than Eddie Van Halen that would play any of Eddie's guitars will be playing it out of tune, whereas it seems like Eddie is playing it in tune. Eddie has his guitar tuned to the feel of his hands, to the way he grips a guitar. So. Like it's tempered tuning to him.
He always said in interviews the B was
and the low E
out.
The low E is flat because he grabs it harder. So you know, the harder you grab it, the more sharp it's going to be, and that's the way he is, and that's the way I know for a fact that Thomas is tech. That's how his tune. That's how he tunes his guitars, and that's how he's always done it. So you know, but like any one of us picks up Eddie's guitars and you play an open E chord, it's going to sound out of tune.
Probably going back to when he was playing the Frankenstein without the Floyd. That's probably how he developed that.
And he had to compensate
to keep the guitar in tune
to
compensate. But that could go with anybody.
And he had such a good ear that he could. And same with Hendrix. Like they could do that on the fly, and they could play to their ear and get it right in tune and play with any other instrument.
But I'm not saying, you know, spend a minute or two with the guitar and you'll understand that. I'm saying you grab his guitar from on the fly and play an E chord, you're not going to know what to expect, and you're going to play it out of tune. Whereas he's going to grab one of his guitars and know exactly what he's getting into.
Yeah. Yeah, but that could go for anybody. You know, anybody that plays a guitar or any kind of instrument. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own touch, their own feel. And let's say if somebody grew up, like somebody was talking to us earlier about a Floyd arm hitting the high E or whatever, you know, it's like I'm sure that person would compensate if they never got it fixed or set up. They'd compensate for that and know, well, there's a trick for how I keep this in tune. You know, so that could go for Eddie, yes, but any, you know, I'm sure there's thousands of players out there that anybody except for them picks up their instrument and it's like, what's this?
Like Johnny Beane.
Like Johnny Beane. Yeah, you know? Just
from what I've heard.
What are you doing?
You like your guitars, you don't really go to a tech, but you like your guitars set up the way you like to set them up. Am I right?
Who told you that?
Johnny Beane told me that.
Yeah.
I started going to a tech maybe 2 years ago, and it's been, you know, it's been great because, you know, a string change will cost me $20, but he'll set everything up, and I can change my own strings anytime, but you know, with the adjustments and everything else that the tech that I send it to does. He cleans it. He cleans the fretboard. He cleans the body. He cleans, you know, the pots, everything. So I would rather spend $20 on a string change than $5 where I'm gonna, you know, do it my way, which isn't as good.
Well, I mean, it depends. Sorry, Dave. Real quick. Yeah, it really. I know it's like 4 in the morning where you are.
But no,
2:24.
What's the problem?
No. It's just it depends on if like I have some what would you call it, guerrilla training in guitar setup. You know, I used to work at a store where I was taught how to set up guitars, how to do, you know, stuff. But it's not like the proper way,
right?
You know, to actually do the stuff. So yeah, my guitars, if I was to buy parts off eBay, or if I was to get a guitar in, you know, and throw some new strings on it, set it up, it would be set up to the way I liked it. You know, but you know, I might hand it to Dave and he'd puke on it. You know, because it wouldn't look. You know, it wouldn't look like his does. But
this one that I built 10 years ago, I had it. I only brought it to a pro 2 years ago, and he, you know, the neck needed a full adjustment because this is a Warmoth neck going on the Jackson Dinky body, and so there was a lot of adjustments that he needed to do. And then finally, when I got it back from him, I mean, I was fooling myself thinking that when I had built it, that I had set it up properly, and it was fine for, you know, for the time being. But when I actually got it back from a real tech, it was just, he put a shim in the neck. He had, I don't know what he did with the routing, like if he made the routing a little deeper or something. But because it's not the perfectly matched neck. It's not a Jackson neck, and you know, but
but also, but I mean, you take a guitar to a tech to get set up. They can set stuff up, but you can get it back and be like, this doesn't feel right.
Sure.
Even though it's correct, even though it's in tune, it's intonated and everything. You know, a lot of times, you know, like you gotta work with them and say, hey, I like this a little bit more like this, you know?
When I was in high school, I built a couple guitars in wood shop, and I just put the bridge at kind of an arbitrary position because I didn't know. I took a Fender bridge and took the tremolo out of it, and just, you got the 6 screws you can screw right into the body, or whatever it is, the 3 screws under the saddles you can screw right into the body. And I kind of eyeballed it and said, okay, that's kind of where it should be. But you know, that was 20 plus years ago.
We've all made that mistake.
Yeah, and I thought I was playing it, and then, you know, it never sounded right, and you know, that guitar's long gone. But it was a learning. You know, I built 2 guitars in wood shop, and the bodies were great. I wish I still had them, but the bridges were in the completely wrong position, and I just didn't know. I didn't understand intonation until, you know, more recently.
Yeah, and it's all good, and that's what you get that in time. You know, that's not something that you learn right away. But you were saying that you like giving your guitars to a tech to work on, and that's fine. That's fine and dandy. And you know, it's easier for you to give someone $20 and have it done the way. You know, have them do all the work, and you don't have to worry about it, and you get it back, and it's perfect. Me, on the other hand, the reason why I just enjoy doing it myself. I enjoy it. It's like, you know, like some people love washing their car. I can't stand washing my car.
I'm glad you said car.
Yeah. So,
jeez.
But you know, but I love setting guitars up. It's like I love it. I almost love it as much as playing them. So, you know, if I was to get a tech job, or you know, so I didn't make the band, but I got the tech position.
Right.
That's still cool to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It's a cool gig. It's something that I enjoy doing. I like taking guitars apart and putting them back together and making them play like $1 million. You know, it's just, I enjoy it. And you get that way by doing it all the time. You know, you don't just one day wake up and say, I love doing that, because you don't know what you're doing until you know what you're doing.
Right.
And that is such a Yogi Berra-ism, but but it's the truth. Jay, what's going on with your guitar?
This one's set up like a piece of crap. And I'm a very sentimental person.
Good night, Todd.
When I was adjusting the neck pickup, the tape that I put on in 2000, piece of tape that I put on in 2005 came off.
Oh.
And I was like, no. And I also noticed that the saddles, they're not in the right spot. There's a couple of them that need to be shifted around. So obviously the last time I don't remember ever taking these saddles off of this guitar, but
do you think of maybe some of those screws need to be tightened? Maybe could that be it?
I don't know if you could see. Johnny, can you present me?
You got to talk. No, it's fine. I see it. Your G string is a little higher than the rest of them.
Yeah.
It's always the G string.
That's correct.
Well, it's higher because he's taller.
Look at the middle.
He's taller than all of us.
The D string should be the highest, and it's actually the.
Well, it might just need a shim, but that's the way.
Wait a minute. There's too many strings on that guitar.
Just, you know.
I think the G string probably needs to be tightened, and you'll see it come down.
That's it looks clean on here, but when you look at it,
yeah.
Look at it. Look at that nasty crap in there.
Yeah,
this neck is It's definitely a little beefier around the.
It's got shoulders.
Yeah, it's got shoulders, but it's like when you feel it, it's like shoulders and then flat.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one doesn't have shoulders and it's flat, like real flat.
Like this one.
Yeah, and I do prefer, I prefer
prefer
my
them
guitar
flat.
necks flat.
This guitar just feels amazing. Still in tune.
So have the prism inlays. What are the inlays on that? The
Yeah.
Pyramid inlays, yep.
pyramid. Yeah.
Yep.
They're pyramids.
Yeah, that color scheme's great. The pink, the green, the
Oh,
yellow.
yeah.
I think he was talking about his guitar.
No, I know. No, I was just looking at mine, envying his, because I wish that they added another color in these pyramid inlays. Like these,
Is that the universe or is that the gem?
Yeah.
That's a gem?
That's the universe.
Okay. Did they make a gem in 7-string?
You know, to tell you the truth, Jay,
What?
my favorite gem of all times.
Is this one?
No. I love this guitar. I haven't owned it long enough to be like in love with it, but I love it. Is the black one with the white pickups and the white knobs with the other type of handle that was over here.
Really?
I know that, and it had white pyramid inlays, rosewood fretboard, but with white pyramid inlays.
Huh.
And it's the guitar that Vi used at Coachella when he played with Brian May and that all-star band thing.
Oh.
What year would that have been?
Somebody.
I think it was 92.
Oh, there's John. John's on the case.
There
I
it
was
is.
just in Coachella. I was just there. I took a picture of my guitar on a chair.
So it had the monkey grip in a different place?
Yeah, and it wasn't really a monkey grip. It was just a hole in the guitar. It was like
Right here.
Oh, yeah, just like a rounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one.
But how many? Show your pyramid inlays real quick, please.
Sure.
Right there, Dave?
That is the root beer one. That's not black.
The root beer.
Yeah, it's the same exact guitar, but in black with white pickups.
See how yours has 3 different colors?
Yeah,
This is only
sure.
2.
Yep.
I wish it had 3, but I mean, what else do you do on this type of guitar? You know, how many?
Right. It's chrome. It's silver.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And also, if I can say at least a few words,
No.
Jay. I know what you mean about the tape falling off and being like, oh no.
Yeah.
But just think of it as like the next chapter in that guitar. You know.
Well, I don't think there's much of a chapter left in this guitar. I mean, this hasn't been hasn't been played much probably since 2006, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but there is some wear on these lower frets.
John BL, I'll get you the exact name of the guitar. Hang on one second.
Can you hold on? Johnny, can you please present me real quick before my fingers bend off?
Yeah, but that figure you're presenting, I don't know if we can show that.
See, look at that.
Oh my good, look at that.
Yeah.
That's major.
You need some frets in that.
Were
Yeah.
you in
Yeah,
a country band?
Look at that. I mean, these things are grooved. Ow.
John BL, it's the Gem 7 P BK.
Hey, Quentin James. Hey, man. Jay, wait a minute. You're presented, and we can see your shorts. Hang on.
As long as you can't see what's. Hold on. As long as you can't see what's under my shorts. You know what's funny?
Also, real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. I'm instant messaging with Michael Smith. He's saying he can't make it tonight, but he may have a new guitar to show off next week.
Nice.
So it's a new guitar, Michael Smith.
The house hunt has stopped. He's just buying guitars now.
Cool. Thank you, Vintage Sounds.
Let me see if I can. See, this one has been played away. Let's see. Focus. See, it's on the poof, man.
My eyes.
This one's not as bad, even though this guitar has been. Whatever. And I noticed these frets are definitely flatter
So I mean, why don't you get them refretted?
No, I know. What I'm saying is, I was under the influence that
Of what?
yeah, a lot of things. No, actually, that's not true. That universe has jumbos. I was under the influence that the earlier Gem and Universe guitars had regular, or I'm sorry, medium jumbos on there. Or what is some buzz going on there? What does that have on there? Are they medium jumbos?
These are jumbos. They're the original frets, but they're jumbos. They're big.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I guess these ones are flat, man.
Yeah, these are still round. I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
I mean, these are as wide as the jumbos, but they're definitely flatter. I got me and Dave stroking our guitars over here. Yeah.
Jimmy T. Jimmy T says, Dave, that Gem 7P BK, it's very plain for someone holding a yellow Gem, and that's correct. I wanted this guitar because I've always loved this guitar, but my favorite Gem, and the other reason I own this guitar and not that one is because I traded a guitar to get this. I didn't pay any money, so I'm happy to get what I have without pulling out any cash. No one that I know is willing or even has one of those black ones. So, but that's a sharp-looking guitar, all black with white pickups and white knobs.
That there, Dave?
That's the guitar. That is very sharp.
It's a headstock. Yeah. What is it? A P?
Oh yeah, look at the the handlebar.
The monkey grip.
Yep. And it has the white binding around the pick guard. Like this one used to have the green binding around it, but they didn't have anymore. So.
Well, hey, shockingly rare, 1987 Gem.
Well, even there's an Ibanez section in the.
Yeah, I haven't taken pictures of this guitar yet. So I'll put it up.
Pictures of all that stuff in the.
Jimmy T, I like the root beer one as well. Cool guitar, but just to me, I love black.
I like the root beer. That's great.
They all look different. They all look a little different because they age a little differently. The root beers.
Hmm.
Yeah, this one could probably just be dressed a little bit in the lower frets. But
yeah, you can put a suit and tie on it.
Tuxedo.
Why not?
You know, it's funny, man. I grabbed that guitar, and it felt good, right? I'm like, oh man, this guitar does feel good. And then I picked this one up, and it's like, oh my god, this feels great.
Yeah, I don't think my Ibanez Jones is over. I think I've got a few more that I really would like to get. And I haven't been in an Ibanez guy in a long time. No, Jimmy T, sorry, I don't need a Strat Ultra. I got plenty Strats. Great guitar though, beautiful.
I like Strats.
So who doesn't? These are all Strats, even the one behind you, Johnny.
Have you played the Ibanez? Have you plugged that thing in to an amp?
Yes, all afternoon.
How about this one?
I'm gonna pass. Thank you.
What is that?
That's a what kind
Abomination.
Is
it? Kids blow up guitar?
Eastwood Coral. I don't know. It's got all cornflakes. Look at the cornflakes guitar.
I think I have that book.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. This was a popular Castle guitar, and then like the Celtic Cross guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Vintage Sound says he wants to save up for a Larry Mitchell Nags guitar.
They're a lot of money. They have great guitars, though. I can get one for you.
I was gonna say, can you get that through you?
Yep, certainly can.
Mm-hmm. Can you get one signed through you?
If he wants it.
Let me put this
And
thing.
he can probably get it in any color he wants too, or all the colors that Nags offers. It's not just the colors that Larry has.
Can't even find Ibanez in here. Let's see.
There's a gem. I think there's a gem in there.
That's gotta be, but Beyond Guitar.
I think it's green, or it might be multicolored.
Green meanie.
Ibanez.
Also,
46.
Speaking of, it's 11:42 here.
It's getting late.
I have 15 more minutes.
Sounds good.
Well, where you can hear me at least. Anything after that, I have to talk like this.
I gotta whisper.
I gotta talk like this. So if I want to talk to you guys, it has to be like this, like tone of voice.
Anyone play lap steel?
No. Yes. Yeah. I like lap steels. Those are amazing.
I have a lap steel, a Silvertone that I have to get fixed.
Wow. That's awesome.
Sorry, should I whisper too, John?
No.
In his ear.
Yeah.
Here's the exploded view of the Strat.
Oh, you can't say that. Oh,
sorry, the
Yeah.
Disassembled view of the Strat. This book was again, going back to what a beginning guitarist should learn is learn every part of your guitar, every nut and bolt. That's what I would say,
Well, more than the nuts and the bolts.
Before I even had a guitar, I was looking through this book and analyzing every little nut and bolt.
Fender Guru. I watch one of those shows. Have you guys seen those shows where it's 2 hours?
Oh, the whispering. Yeah, I've seen
it's all like, and now, you guys.
Or they're reading like what was it? Alice in Wonderland was the one that I saw.
It's
You're
all like
strange dude, Johnny Beane.
No, I'm not joking.
I know what you're talking about, Johnny.
The fact that you watch a show like that is strange.
Well, I'm subscribed to one of them.
Even more strange.
But no, dude. It's very relaxing.
You keep stepping into strange.
No. You don't understand, man. If you want to get to sleep, there's videos you can watch of just people just whispering and just making noises with a stereo mic, not this one, where it's stereo. It's like different, and it's comforting. Right? I'm not making that up.
No, I've heard of it.
There's a pod. I was scrolling through Spotify last week, and there's a podcast that has what you're kind of talking about, like that whispering crap. And it was some chick, and it made me want to it was making me cringe. All you heard was like her up on the microphone, and you heard like
the breath,
like that stuff, the mouth, like that.
Yeah.
When I hear
that's annoying. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it kind of makes you want to choke that person.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy T says he saw a black EVH Wolfgang special for $980 US in OZ. I don't know where OZ is, but he says it needs a refret. Thoughts? I think that's too much money.
It's not in Kansas anymore.
No.
In Oz. Yeah, I mean,
well, anybody that's smacking into a mic, if they're doing one of those shows, that they don't know what they're doing, because it's about relaxing. It's about making certain little noises and stuff, and it's about the stereo effect of like, why not?
If they do it wrong, it's like someone eating chips in front of you with their mouth open.
Only I can hear what I'm doing here. But yeah, it's not like, okay.
You know what? I'm gonna try something real quick, Johnny.
OZ equals Australia. Yeah, Jimmy T, I still think it's a bit too much money if it needs a refret.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Do I sound Johnny? Am I moving from side to side on your?
Are you in stereo?
Hello over here, and
No.
now I'm moving over here.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think.
No, I mean,
I hear a
Hangouts
difference.
does stereo.
It's fading. It's not stereo. It's not stereo, but it's like
Hold on, that might not be the one then. Let me try that one.
I don't think Hangouts can do
Over here,
stereo.
we're talking over here. Now we're talking.
No.
over here. How about
No,
no.
not
Let me try
stereo.
one more thing.
That's what I tried to do with Discord a few weeks ago.
Hey now, hey now.
No.
You know what it might be?
It's not enough bandwidth to do 2 channels.
Yeah, maybe it's just like the either through YouTube or maybe it's the fact that it's a USB mic.
Hangouts. Yeah, I don't think Hangouts has ever been stereo. I think it's just mono.
Yeah.
So if we were using OBS, yeah.
I wanted to make a Johnny Beane radio station on Discord, but it doesn't do it in stereo. It's not worth it.
Oh.
You know, playing some bootlegs and stuff like that, but you know, it's all mono.
I was there when you were talking. I remember
We were trying to figure it out, but I don't think it's possible.
How do we have 30 well now 35? Man, it's almost 3 a.m. up in this.
I know. All right, so let me help Jimmy T out. Jimmy, he says, "What about an offer for $840?" It's if you need to refret that guitar, anything over $500 or $600 is too much money. If it
Well,
needs,
what is the difference in price compared to?
I don't care.
I mean,
It's just not
Australia,
worth it.
you
It's
gotta
not
deal with the
worth.
import
It's
and
not. But it's not worth it. Anywhere. I don't care. It's just not worth it.
And think of it this way: if that guitar needs a refret, that thing's been played.
Yeah. You can. You can get a one in amazing condition.
wait for a better deal.
Yeah, for $1,000 in Australia. You know, I mean, they're brand new. They're brand new in US. They're $1,000. So I would imagine a used one in Australia is $1,000, and one in good condition. And there are plenty of them out there.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
not go for $800, and then you'd have to spend another $400 on a refret. That's insane. That's just that's too much money for a guitar that's not US made. And there was another question.
Fender Guru, check out Soy ASMR or Dana ASMR. So what's ASMR? It's
I don't know what that is.
that's what Johnny was talking about, like the whispering, and I don't know what it stands for. Not American Sign Language, or I know that AS something is American Sign Language.
That's got to be a boring podcast to listen to. Someone doing sign language.
Well, from when they were doing the hurricane disaster stuff, you always have the person translating for the whatever it is, the mayor or the governor talking. You got the person for all the disaster doing the sign language.
Didn't they have
And
that?
there was a fake one. There was a
rap
fake
concert?
one that came, but there was a fake one that was I don't know if it was the recent hurricane or over the past summer. There was someone who said they were like a sign language expert, but they were just doing this sort of thing, you know, and it wasn't real. Like someone actually called them out on it.
I think they had one of those at a rap concert or something. It's like, oh man.
Soda Pop asked how much a refret is, and now that ranges in price depending on the neck, the type of frets you want put in, and where you live. In New York, our rosewood fretboard refret, which is probably the least expensive of all the refrets, because you can fill rosewood when it rips up.
It's a soft wood, right?
Yeah, you can. It's about $450.
Dave, when they do a refret, do they take a whole layer off?
Level of the fretboard?
They take a whole layer off the fretboard, right?
Well, they take as much as they need to straighten the board. Because if your board is twisted, they have to take the twist out.
So you're not putting new frets into the old fret holes. You're
You
completely
are
leveling. Oh, you are.
No, you are. You're still using the holes, but you're leveling the board so that it's flat, so that it's straight. Well, whatever radius you're keeping, but you don't want any twists in the neck.
Right.
So you want a perfectly level fretboard.
Right.
So you know whatever patina is on there.
What word?
Patina. You know, whatever. That's an actual.
I think I dated some girl named Patina.
Okay. It's you know, you lose that. So.
Yeah. And it can easily be messed up really beyond repair too if you don't have a good person doing it.
Yeah, you need someone reputable. You know, if someone says they'll refret your guitar for $200,
I wouldn't send it off to Guitar
I'd be
Center.
afraid. Oh, really? You'll set it? You'll refret my whole guitar for $200? I'm not going to you.
In a lot of cases, you're better off buying a new neck.
Yeah.
So it's autonomous sensory meridian response. Fender Guru, is there a certain podcast or something that you can recommend? Tells me how great I am.
Jay, I'll send you the one that I use.
It's gonna be creepy.
I'm not going to say it on here. No, it's actually it's cool.
This is the same one Johnny listens to. He wanted me to send it to you as well.
Like I said, the one I heard, she was reciting what was it? Alice in Wonderland.
It's like this. It's like this. Hey, everybody, just relax.
But it's not like that. It's more soothing than that.
David Ennis, why don't you get a hold of Jimmy T and see if you can come up with a fair price and send your guitar to him. He's looking for one. You want to sell one. I know he's in Australia, but you can come up with a fair price with him if yours is in great condition, and you'll both be happy.
Yeah, how much would it cost to ship to?
I don't know. I would imagine it could be up to $200 to ship to Australia.
But hey, I mean, at that point, like,
but still, you know, it's still if David Ennis's guitar is in great shape, and I would imagine it would be, considering the guitar he gave Johnny, I would imagine his Wolfgang that he's selling is in immaculate condition. And Jimmy T is willing to spend $900 on one that needs a fret shop.
plus a refret, yeah.
So it's just, you know, kill two birds with one stone.
Or as Ricky would say from Trailer Park Boys, get two birds stoned at once.
You can't say kill on here.
Does anybody else watch Trailer Park
Stutter.
Boys?
How about stutter? Stutter switch. Two birds with one stone.
I still like get two birds stoned at once.
Oh, that's
Nobody watches Trailer Park Boys.
when I was a
I've
kid,
seen it. I've heard of it, but I don't really.
when I was a kid, I shouldn't even say this. Once we hang up, I'll tell you guys something. It feels so bad. Ever since I was a kid, man.
Ever since I was a kid,
I had a pet pigeon that I.
Oh, you didn't pull its head off, did you?
No.
Oh my goodness!
Because we wouldn't be able to be friends anymore. Be my last show. Johnny killed animals.
No.
Cut their heads off.
I've never. No. No, I love all animals. You know, that's the one thing. If you guys are friends with me on Facebook, every time, you know, I post just little random things on Facebook. I'm never really super serious on Facebook, and I'll post. I posted. I love all animals, and it was like nothing but likes, and it was nonstop awesomeness or possumness, as in paw, not possum. But no. Okay, when I was a kid, you know, when I was a little kid, I remember finding a pigeon, and I put it, you know, in a cage. That's like, okay, he's gonna be my pet.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And
Yeah, we had a crow that was hurt that we
obviously
took,
it must
we
have been,
took in.
Yeah, so obviously this pigeon must have been hurt for me to get to it, you know.
Its feelings was hurt.
And the next day I went to the cage and it was expired. And I felt so horrible. But
sad.
Yeah, but it wasn't my fault. But
No.
Oh, sure it wasn't.
You hurt its feelings.
Yeah, when I was real young, I remember. Well, there had to have been a point where it was like you know, it's not cool to mess with ants or to mess with insects or to mess with frogs and stuff like that. Because when I was real young, like we didn't really care. But there was a point probably when I was, you know, early teenager where it was like, wow, that stuff that I had done, you know, burning ants with a magnifying glass and stuff like that was really not cool.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you didn't get into that until you were a teenager.
No.
That's weak.
And that's where it's like
right. It took you know a maturity to really realize that that's not cool to mess with any of those insects.
It took a lot of maturity to find out that that's not how you kill those things.
Oh man. Well, either you go in one direction or you go in the other. It's like either you're gonna go on that road where you're gonna just anything you encounter.
I was never into one direction.
Play with
no, I was always.
When I lived in New Jersey, this is probably when I was either maybe 10 or 11, right? We were at my grandparents' house, and they have this huge They had this huge area between like developments, like you know, one street and then the next street was a different subdivision, right? There was these huge trees, and this one summer, man, there was just like an unreal amount of lightning bugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hanging out by myself with a wiffle ball bat.
Oh, really?
Yo, I'm telling you right now.
Well, I know what you're saying because as a kid, it didn't matter. It was fun as a kid.
And in my own eye, I'm like, or in my own mind at the time, I'm like, oh, I'm working on my hand-eye coordination, you know, for baseball. And for about, I don't know how long, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I was just boom, 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 just ripping these things.
Hitting home runs?
Yeah. And afterwards, I felt terrible. Terrible about it. I was like, I just killed like 150 lightning bugs. And
I know. I remember when I was a kid, I had friends. I used to live in Nebraska, where there was all that stuff. You know, there's none of that here. But I remember I had friends, and I shouldn't say this, but with lightning bugs. I shouldn't say it.
I'm gonna say it.
We all did it.
I'm not gonna say it.
Jay, what's your nickname? Hitler?
We didn't know.
Hitler?
I did it with frogs,
saying,
like tadpoles and stuff.
Curse word on here.
But yeah, a lot of little kids, you know, they have fun with bugs, you know.
Oh, pulling
spiders. Spiders. There you go. You know what I'm talking about, Jay. Daddy long legs.
No, hold on a second. There's two things, two bugs that it's okay to kill. Sorry, Johnny, I had to say it. Spiders. It depends on what kind of spiders.
No, spiders are good. Spiders.
No, I know they're good.
I'm definitely afraid of spiders. I don't kill them, but I stay the hell away from them.
No, I killed one on the back porch today
like a little girl.
It was a big black one. I moved the rug, the carpet, because there was a little pincher bug under it, and I was like, ooh. And then all of a sudden, about 1.5 feet away from where my hand was, whoosh, big spider came out.
Oh my god! So wasn't that big?
It was that big.
It may have well have been.
Yeah, I took my flip flop out and I got them. And then mosquitoes, man, they gotta go.
Yeah, mosquitoes gotta go.
I hear you on that.
Yeah,
they are the worst little things on.
Yeah, I mean, I live in the forest basically.
And they're deadly. They're literally deadly too.
Spiders, any kind of spider, if I can catch it and put it outside, any kind of bug, I will.
It's coming back in.
Mosquitoes.
Go ahead.
What?
You know how many spiders you eat in a lifetime?
Yeah, what is it, 8 or something?
Well, did I tell you guys? I woke up this morning. I felt something on my arm, and I turned and I looked, and it was a flea.
Ooh,
right? Oh, he's a good bass player.
Yeah, flea. We were cuddling this morning.
Was he playing a jazz bass?
So I took it and I flushed it. You know, no mosquitoes.
Was he wearing a sock?
I won't. What's the term?
Crossing Abbey Road.
Stink bugs. I get stink bugs around here every once in a while, and those things I'll vacuum them up and just leave them in the vacuum. You know, and the little dust buster where you can see them hanging out in there too.
But no, I don't like to hurt anything.
I can't stand them.
But mosquitoes, I'll get mosquitoes.
Excuse me.
And ticks.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we find a tick on Howie, or I've had 2 ticks on me since I've been living here.
And fleas too.
Fleas, yeah, but fleas aren't like the one I found. It was.
If I see a flea, I'm fleeing. Really quick.
There's, Charlie Chaplin has a flea circus. So fleas aren't so bad. If it's one flea here or there, it's not a big deal. If there's tons,
there's never just one.
Ticks are bad because they burrow. And ticks burrow in your skin.
Well, I've had 2 ticks on my stomach, different times.
And you have to burn them out.
No, I just pulled it.
I got whatchamacallit one.
Their feet break off inside.
Their what?
Their legs break off inside of you.
No, their head breaks off.
The head breaks
It's
off.
the head.
I got Lyme disease one time.
Oh,
you don't get it one time. You get that forever, don't you?
Yeah, you get that forever.
Yeah, I know. But I thought I was dying for a couple days, man. I know how I got it too. We were having softball practice in New York. This is 2008, and there's the woods right behind where one of the ball fields was. So me and my buddy Jimmy, my brother-in-law, we hopped the fence, and next thing you know, it's just like softballs galore. So we're like, yo, look at all these softballs. So we're collecting softballs back there. And
you get ticks all over you.
Yo, a couple days later, I forget how many days later, I was in the shower and I'm washing, and all of a sudden on my left, right in that crease, I guess, area between your your hip and your stomach.
We get it.
Yeah. There was a tick. And I don't know, a day or two later, there was just a huge red spot there.
Oh, the target.
Oh yeah. And the next thing you know, boy, I was feeling like crap, and had to go through the whole, whatever the hell medicine. But
what does that feel like? What does it make you tired?
Oh yeah, I was tired. Just it wasn't fun.
You should feel miserable.
Who had that? Some
me. I just.
Well, besides you, some famous singer got Lyme disease and was talking about it. It was like Taylor Swift or one of those, like, I'm thinking it was one of those famous country singers or pop country singers got that and was talking about it. And
it wasn't a lot of fun.
I have to whisper for now. So.
Yes, it's 3:04.
Did you hear all those texts? Yeah, that was
It's time to whisper.
Well, I got some messages from Fender Guru here. I'll have to go check some of this stuff out tomorrow. If I get into this stuff now, I'm gonna drive myself crazy and never go to bed. ASMR for metalheads.
Oh my god!
Post it in the Discord thing. Yeah, there we go. Hey, Clayton, James Hicks. Clayton, what are you doing awake, man?
I'll be right back.
Good to see you.
Is it Straturday already?
It is.
Damn.
No, definitely wasn't something from a dirty girl. No. No, Fender Guru. It was not. Nope.
Y'all's crazy.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Lady Gaga. It was some other. They got it and they were talking about it.
It's the second most deadliest poisonous snake. Dutchie 5150 says 13 of the 15 most poisonous snakes
Snake
in the world.
Is that Snike? Snake.
Snake.
I'll show you a snake. Let me just stand up.
Oh my god. A gardener snake?
No, it's more like a
trouser.
More like
I thought that was one of the funny.
More like a beer can.
A soda. One of those new 8-ounce ones that they're so famous.
Hey, is that Sean Silas? Hey, Sean Silas is in here, guys.
Oh,
We're not
what up, Sean?
Avril Lavigne had Lyme disease.
Oh,
You know what?
Avril.
That's one of the ones I would leave Jeannie for.
Well,
Avril?
she's having Thanksgiving on Sunday, so
Yeah, that's right.
In her prime.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What's she been doing these days?
Just came out with a single, but she just looks like, I don't know, just boring and blah now.
Mm-hmm.
well, that's her double though, right? That's not her.
Oh yeah, that whole story. That's awesome. It's almost the same thing with Paul McCartney.
Uh-huh.
Like the original one, something happened, so they got somebody else that looked like him.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well,
Paul is dead.
Yeah. Faux Paul has been Paul longer than Paul, so he's Paul.
Yeah.
He's the real Paul. The RuPaul. Oh,
Speaking of what we're talking about with somebody becoming somebody else, you guys have got to see the movie Bubba Hotep. That looked really funny.
I want to name my kid
with no volume.
Name my kid Bubba Hotep.
Was that the same guy that did Borat?
No.
Different. Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now.
Bubba Hotep.
Bubba Hotep.
I've heard of it. Was it an HBO show or something like that?
No, it was a movie.
Movie, okay.
What's his name?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
It's after 3 a.m. It's all hell breaks loose over here.
Nice.
real quick.
And gas.
Real quick, you guys, everybody. I'm posting a link right now, right there.
Come on.
Right there. Everybody go subscribe to Sean Silas, his new channel.
Oh yeah.
There it is. It's right there. I just posted it. And I should be whispering. Sean Silas and his band, they're going to be on here real soon. Real soon.
Right on.
So
right on. I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't think, I didn't want anyone else to grab him before we could.
well,
What?
I think Sean, tell Rob, tell him, yeah, a Tuesday or a Friday, we'll do it. So either one, 5 o'clock Pacific, Tuesday or Friday, right? Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
anyone was good with us. So, and again, everybody, click the link I posted. That's Sean's new channel. Make sure you subscribe to that. And where'd John go?
Crazy.
Case of the Lyme disease. I don't know. I've never had that, man. I've never known anybody who's had that. So
Just thank God that you haven't. Thank God you have.
Now you know somebody that had it. I had it, so there you go.
man,
Did you have like IV needles in you for a while?
No.
Then you didn't have a bad case.
I caught it early, but I still felt like crap for a couple days.
Yeah, you're gonna feel but I have a buddy of mine that had it for most of his childhood, and he had to be hooked up to an IV every day at home.
Jeez.
Yeah, he had it bad.
Was he Harvard teacher? Get it? Had it.
I'm sure he was.
Bad.
Hit it bad.
Oh man. Wait, hang on.
I can't believe you didn't say
for-
that.
Oh man, you guys shouldn't say that stuff about JonBL, man. That's not funny.
Well, I thought he was
That's
gone.
not funny, man. You should not say that stuff about that guy, man.
Come on, guys.
Give him a break.
It's not my fault.
Coming up.
No, I found a postcard the other day, or it's in my parents' house, but I can't find it. Anyway.
Huh?
I was gonna show off. I forget it.
I got one of these.
No.
Anyone else have one? No? Okay.
What do you got? I went to Target today. I picked up the sound machine, and I
one of
did not
those.
buy it.
I have one of these.
You didn't buy it?
No.
I have one of
I
these.
was like, I know I have one here somewhere, but I just can't find it.
Look. John.
Yeah.
John.
I know, you got 2 of them. Send me one.
Well, somebody just sent me another one.
I know.
Well, send him the broken one.
Like I said, I had one before all you guys did. I just don't know where it happened, where it went to.
That is awesome. Did you hear that?
Ooh.
Oh, God. Oh.
Wait.
Was that Johnny or Dave?
That's the loud one. I know that one's
a good
loud.
impression. A good impression of Johnny. Oh,
Dutchie, are you looking to buy these little
do
fender
the
washers
do the Discord one and the Scream
together?
Yeah. Well, no. I mean the same ones together because they're both off.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. See, when you're Dave Nesdahl, you don't need the sound machine.
When you're David Nesdahl, you don't need anything.
He is a sound machine.
That's right. All right, I got
probably like I'm not.
I got these at Ace Hardware, Dutchie. Ace Hardware. I got to send these to Jay, but I do have a couple more. If you tell me how many you need, I should have a few more, and I'll send them to you.
I thought I was getting all of them.
You're not getting all of them. You're getting 1,
Enough.
2, 3, 4. You're getting 6. That's
Oh wow, really?
You don't need. How many do you need? You need 2 for this one and 2 for the red one, right?
No, I have. You put the.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'll take 4. I'll take 4, and when
All
I
right.
get another Wolfgang eventually,
Yeah.
if that's okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. So we good?
We good?
Yeah.
What time is it? 4? Man, it's pushing 4.
3 o'clock in the morning. 3:14.
It's only 12:14 here.
Only, man.
Well, hey, sports talk, Metallica talk.
Dave,
A
you
little bit of
missed
Van Halen, a little bit of guitars.
the first
what?
hour. The first hour and 20 minutes of this was unbearable.
It was all Metallica talk.
It was all
Metallica talk.
Well, we went baseball, Metallica, football, Metallica.
First of all, Jay, did you even see my comment earlier?
About what?
Because you said, Dave, you're lucky you're here because you hate Metallica.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I don't hate Metallica. I actually like Metallica. I don't like
Kirk
Hammett.
People that talk about
I just
Metallica.
don't like him. I think he's awful.
He's a likable guy, though.
Maybe as a person,
Did
but
you guys-
as a guitar player, he's
Guys.
awful.
Guys, you're a Metallica fan? Did you know a good friend of mine, went to Kurt Hammett, right? Hammond?
Kirk.
Hammond, yeah.
Dr. Hammond.
Well,
Dr. Hammond sandwich.
Kurt Cameron.
Kurt Cameron?
Kirk Cameron, yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Hammond.
anyway, a friend of mine, Kirk Hammett, had like an art show or something some years back. Did he do like a cartoon book or an art book or something?
Yeah, comics or
A comic?
something like that.
Yeah. And a friend of mine's daughter won a guitar from him, and it was featured in like Guitar World magazine and stuff.
He had some really cool. The Frankenstein, well, he had his own Frankenstein guitar, which was an actual picture of the Frankenstein monster.
Yeah, but just because he had cool guitars did not make him a good guitar player.
No, you're right, but
He got good guitars, cool guitars, because he's in a very good band, but he is not good. His vibrato.
It's not bad.
His vibrato sounds like
it's his own style.
Worse. I mean, it sounds like
I know what you're talking about.
It sounds like a 14-year-old boy screwing for the first time.
Oh gosh. No. Yeah.
No.
Dave, how do you know what that sounds like?
Because he did it.
Because that's what I did when I was 14.
No, when I first started listening to Metallica, I heard the same thing you heard. You know, I heard that, and I know some of the notes that he played were hard to listen to. But I wouldn't say he's a bad guitarist. I think he's a great guitarist.
Really, Kirk?
I mean, he may not be up there with Steve Vai or Eddie Van Halen, but
I think is Captain Kirk a better guitar player?
I bet he could be. Mike as himself asks Dave, can you get the gem action super low and neck straight? Yes, I can. I did that with this one, so I could do it. You know, Kirk Hammett is a good guitar player for a garage metal band. But for a made band like Metallica, he's not good. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. But
I mean, there's a lot of live recordings where he's playing out of tune. It's sort of what we were talking about. Like intonation might be off a little bit, and he's
compensating. His vibrato,
he's compensating,
horrible.
But I think he pulls it off.
Well,
for the most part.
I mean, the closest thing I have to Metallica is I lived in the same town that they were from. You know, I used to live 2 blocks away from the Metallica mansion or whatever in El Cerrito. But coming from like a huge fan like Jay, what do you think? What do you think about Kirk Hammett and his what's the word?
Contribution.
His contribution.
Can you talk?
No, I can't. I can't talk.
A lot of people will say that James is a far better guitarist.
James Hetfield is a fantastic.
What do you think, Jay?
I am not really especially in the past number of years. I think Kirk has gotten lazy.
Lazy.
He's gotten lazy.
They all have.
I know, like hearing that when they did that concert a couple years ago. Was it
San Francisco?
San Francisco.
Yeah.
And it just sounded like his guitar was tuned sharp. You know, like his guitar tech. You watch when he plays this thing, but I'm sure his guitar was in perfect tune.
Right.
I'm sure it was intonated 100% right. But I just.
Well, and I think it's the amount of time that they spend on the road with the show after show and city after city. That
I don't know. I just think that back
even
in the
now
day,
they're playing over 100 shows a year. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I just think back in the day, when you hear some of the solos on Master of Puppets has some great solos on it. The Black Album has some great solos on it. Like the Unforgiven solo is awesome.
You watched that year with him working on the Unforgiven song.
You know why? Because he had somebody riding him saying, this has to be better. You can't just put anything over this.
A good producer telling him what to do.
And now all it is yes, man. They got everybody telling them everything they do is great. And I know on the last album in particular, and Johnny's probably just dying right now. Like, oh my God, we're going back to Metallica.
They ditched Bob Rock, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they ditched him a while ago. Yeah. But Kirk came in, didn't know the songs, didn't practice any solos, didn't come up with anything. He just came into the studio. They showed him, here's the section you're going to be soloing over. James would come in or Trujillo would come in and play like the chord progression. Okay, here's the chord during this part. And then he would wing it. I mean.
But in the same period of time, James has been fighting his alcoholism and all that too in the past 10 years. That was
a while ago, but I'm just talking about.
He still is.
But I'm just talking about as far as like being prepared and putting time and effort into what you do.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
Hold on. Let me just finish this one point.
Finish your thing.
Certain guys can just wing it, improvise, and holy crap, like listen to that solo, you know. Whereas, I mean, Kirk Hammett, like if you listen to any of the solos from the last Metallica record, the hell was it called again?
Who knows?
Whatever. The one that came out, was it
Metallica 53?
Yeah, the one that came out a year and a half ago or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah,
I mean, there's not one moment of guitar solo on that album that's memorable. Not one.
No.
Okay. In my opinion, their bass player is a better guitar player than all of them. And that's the truth. Did you see him play guitar?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen him play guitar?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah. He's just a phenomenal, you know. He's great.
What's his name?
Robert Trujillo.
I thought you were eating.
Bass player.
It sounded like you were eating.
Who, me?
You see,
Yeah. Who, me?
he's like,
I got the Robert Trujillo bass.
he's out of
bass
camera.
magazine.
He's like,
That's because his microphone is on his chest.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't have a good mic.
No, you have a really good mic. It picks everything up.
picks up all the snacks.
You can almost tell what they are. Oh, that's Cheetos. You got the Cheetos.
Hey, you still have to unbox that Crystal Pepsi, man.
Right? I think I'll wait on that.
Oh, it's just funny.
Yeah, I can't find the Trujillo bass player, but that was back when he was in Suicidal Tendencies.
And that's who I saw Metallica with in '94. Suicidal Tendencies. And Danzig. Oh, what a nightmare.
Man.
Mother.
They still play that Danzig song on the radio around here.
Horrible.
Oh,
Absolutely
God.
horrible.
Yeah.
What were they thinking in the 90s?
Right.
What were they thinking?
You know what? That song became a hit, man.
Because nothing else, there was nothing else.
Matters.
Oh, my goodness.
Johnny.
Yeah, Sean Silas says, I just like the produced Black Album. The production on the Black Album, the songwriting, Bob Rock getting involved. I mean, they're great songs. I mean, I put that album in, man, and I just got like, hell yeah. This is, you know, for a heavy metal album to get that big. And
I still have a hard time listening to Enter Sandman because it was played so much back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And even Metallica knew it when they'd play half the song and then stop.
I skip
in
it
the 90s.
Yeah, I skip it. I'd go right to Stab But True.
And even that, I mean,
I'd
God,
like to stab
so many songs on that album. I don't really like the Black Album as much as earlier albums. I'd rather listen to Justice or,
Me too.
you know. But then you got the whole year and a half in the life, which is amazing, which is just great to see how they made that album.
Mm-hmm. But you saw that they put a lot of effort.
Yeah.
What, 11 months in the studio? I mean,
And they had a lot
crap.
of fun too, you know.
But back then, bands were, you know, you saw how bands back then, they would spend a couple weeks in the studio, you know?
Oh my God, it's 3:30.
Yeah, I got to go. Oh, shoot. Jeannie's got to work tomorrow, so I got to get up with Ellie.
No.
You know, I'm going to go turn Jeannie's alarm clock off. So,
Oh, don't do that. That's not cool. She brings home the
I
bacon.
wouldn't do that.
Anything else we were going to talk about tonight? I think we covered it all.
And Mike has himself asked Jay, Testament fan? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Johnny's good friends with Alex, isn't he?
Testicle fan.
And I'm friends with
Pancake.
God, it's getting late.
Yeah.
With Gene Hoglan.
Isn't he a wrestler?
Is he the other guitarist or
He's the drummer.
drummer? There were always two guitarists in Testament, wasn't there? Or was there?
Yeah, they're two guitar players. Yeah, different guy. Well, the lead guitar player changed. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
What?
Because it sounded like you were about to say, yeah, they were different guys. Two guys in Testament, yeah, they were different guys.
Well, let's
Eric
just say
Peterson stayed but Skolnick left, and then they got
And then he came back.
then he came back. Yeah.
Well, thanks to Mike is himself, Dutchy5150, Sean Silas, Soda Pop, Zach Thong, Mark Taylor for hanging in there, Fender Guru, Quentin James, David Ennis. Thanks, guys, for hanging in.
Right on.
And
I think David Ennis, I think, made a little money.
Vintage Sounds, Dutchy5150, Mike is himself, Mad Dog, Frank Corcoran. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Oh, there's still 41 people in here with us, and I'm about to fall asleep.
Steve
Amanda Coombs is still in here. Wow.
Amanda's there.
My God, go to sleep.
Well, hey, John, tell everybody to go over to the,
It doesn't work if it's a guy talking.
Sorry, wrong one.
Oh.
I don't think I could fall asleep to a guy whispering.
Everybody, come on over to the. Oh, wait.
Cha-ching.
Where is it?
Oh, what is it? What is this? A Pink Floyd song?
Right?
7-8.
Amanda, have a good night.
Everybody, come over to the Discord.
Come over to the bed.
I don't think I'll be discording tonight. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna.
What is
call
up with you, Johnny? What time do you go to sleep?
Well, what is it in Johnny's time? It's 12:30.
12:28.
Yeah,
It's beer 30, I suppose.
It's early.
Amanda's posting screen caps onto Discord.
Play us out with some Blackened. Jason Newsted wrote that riff.
God.
All right. Yeah, Sean Silas, man. Join us over on the Discord. It's a lot of fun, man.
Ding.
Link is down below.
What's
Johnny Beane Discord channel.
Johnny Beane channel.
So one of them.
Oh my God, Amanda, come on. Amanda's always got the great screen caps.
Look at the size of that, guys.
Look at. Oh my God.
You look like you're looking at your nostrils.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do I have any nose hairs in there?
Great. Well, guys, thanks for having me on, and Steve, hope to see you next week if you're around.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to substitute anytime.
Our best to your mom, Steve.
Is that what he's doing? Is he with his mom tonight?
Well,
we really haven't said what's going on, but yeah.
Well,
all the best to Steve and his mom and everything.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me when to turn this off, and
now
I'll take my shirt off.
I'll take my pants off.
My pants are already off.
Sweatshirt, no pants.
Thanks, everyone. We got 40 watching right now, 27 thumbs up that I can see.
We got 42 watching at 3:30 in the morning.
What are you people thinking?
What are we thinking?
I wish I could hang on for a little longer, but I'm still fighting this cold, and
I'm exhausted myself.
I'm out. Yeah.
I'm like a fat kid in dodgeball. Out.
So Dave in somewhere in New York State.
Yeah.
Jay somewhere in North Carolina.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
One of the Carolinas.
Johnny somewhere near San Francisco, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Santa Cruz.
I'm just north of Boston.
Boston.
The Red Sox won tonight, as far as I could tell, 5-4 or 5-3 against the Yankees.
Who they beat?
Yeah, the Yankees.
They beat the Yankees. That's all right.
Yeah.
I have a yellow gem. Don't matter.
Game 1. I'd rather have a yellow gem than a Yankees championship any day. I mean, a Red Sox championship. But
I give up.
Looks like I'm going to have both, so it don't matter.
Oh,
I'd give up any one of my guitars except for the black and green one to have the Bears win the Super Bowl.
Get out of here.
Yep. Swear to God.
Really?
Any one of my
Sports are
guitars
not that important.
I would hand over to the power that be.
Man.
Except for
You're
that black and green one. Any one of them.
No.
Okay. Okay, so
Not worth it.
if the Bears win the Super Bowl, you're going to give me the guitar you're playing.
Are you going to be the one pulling the strings?
Well, whichever team they're
I'll
playing,
pull them once you give me the guitar.
they'll most likely be playing the Patriots. So
He'll pull your string, Jay.
So
they're playing the Patriots in 2 games. Well, the Bears have a bye
if you want to do a friendly bet, we could do that, you know.
I do not bet on sports because if I do, they lose.
Are you really superstitious? Do you have like a specific pair of socks that you wear? Don't you have a shirt that you wear for the Bears?
I usually make sure that I have blue. Guys, this is so stupid.
Somebody has a bloody sock, I heard.
But
it's not a sock.
But I wear blue boxer briefs when the Bears play. Navy blue.
And that's it?
That's it. Yep.
Sean, did you just join the Discord?
Somebody did.
I think so. Is that Sean?
Say goodnight.
If it is, welcome, man.
Jeez.
All right. Yeah, John, tell me when to hit stop, and I'll
All right, guys. Everyone, thanks for watching. Mad Dog, Zach Thong, Frank Corcoran, G. Bushnoff, Dutchy, Mad Dog, Simon, Nightbot, Amanda.
These Nightbots still here?
Soda Pop, David Ennis, Sean Silas. If I missed your name, then Mike is himself, Jimmy T, Frank Corcoran. Everybody, thanks.
Hold on.
Had a good night. It's what we do, 3 hours, at least 3 hours there, man. Jeez, 3.5 hours. I'm gonna save my Crystal Pepsi for some other time. Walmart special.
Yeah, Steve's got to watch it open that one.
Yeah. So, thanks again, guys. Let's have a great weekend.
Yes.
Bear.
Bear.
Yeah.